Yasharala, give me 1 second while I get right into this room. All right.
There are 10 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Shalom.
Shit, I think that's...
Khan, is Yaradan on?
I think I heard him come on in the beginning.
Khan, Yaradan.
Khan, you started the lesson yet, Art?
Nope. I was letting a couple people get on.
Yeah, I just went live, so they should start rolling in.
Khan. I got a reader. Everybody can read for me on the call. Can anybody read for me on the call? Pop the show.
Shalom, Yasharala. Anybody on the call? Can someone read for Yaradan?
Khan, Shalom, I read this brother Yasa. Khan.
The water.
Khan, the water.
Khan, Dora.
Khan. All praise.
Khan. And with the brothers that went out there to AC last week, man, the women was out of control. Wanting to fight the brothers. When me and my brothers was out and at camp the same day, women was doing the same thing, being out of control, not letting the brothers break down the scriptures, not being in order. This class is for our women and to having them understand that they have a place in this world that the Most High wants them to be in. I just want to show and reassure that this place isn't a bad place. It's a good place that we should be in because the Most High wants our women to be under subjection unto Him. And by doing what He asks of you, is showing Him how much you actually love Him and care about Him. A lot of our women have a problem with the word submission, and a lot of our women have a problem with having to have subjection under their king or their man or the man in their life. Not knowing that even if they are under subjection under their man, they really actually submitting to the Most High God, right? So when you submit to the Most High, by submitting to your husband or your king or the man that's in your life, you literally submitting to the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shah. And by doing that, you're showing them how much you actually care and doing everything that you need to be doing to understanding how to be a virtuous woman. And this class is just to show how that can be done in the right way, right? And I want to bring out, let's go to Psalms chapter 111, verse 10.
Lakia, you said
Psalms 111 and verse 10.
Psalms 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all those who do his commandments. His praise endures forever.
Right, so he said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? So when you fear the Most High, you become wise. You understand what you're supposed to do. And he said, and a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. And our women are actually commanded to do things under that are commanded to do things in the right way, in the righteous way. And we're just gonna show that today with these scriptures. Let's go to Genesis 2 and verse 18.
Genesis 2 and verse 15.
18.
Verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a help comparable.
Right? Slaggy. So he said he's going to make him a helpmeet. He said it's not good for man to be alone because he created Adam. He gave him the whole Garden of Eden. I'm saying to be master over all the other nations that was created. Right? He gave him the animals. He gave him everything. He said it's not good for man to be alone. Right? Read.
Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helper comparable to him.
Right, so for Adam, it wasn't found a helpmeet for him, right? He was the Most High was trying to find him a helpmeet. He made him all the beasts. He made him birds. He made him all the animals like the flea, the tick, and all these things. None of these things was comparable for Adam at this time. So the Most High was like, all right, what can I do to find him somebody for him, right? Read verse 20.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 20. So Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the birds of the air, to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused the deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made a and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
Right. So the Most High God, but Adam fell asleep, took a rib out of him, and created a woman in a fashion and for a fashion, and that was his helpmeet. The Most High was like, all right, so what can I do? And he made a helpmeet for Adam, and her name became Eve, and she was fashioned from men, right? And now they're together, and now the woman was there to help Adam with everything, to be there for him, to be like his backbone, to watch his back. That way he doesn't feel lonely. That's what a lot of our women are here for, to let them understand that, yo, I'm here for you. I got you. I know you gotta fight this world. I know you gotta do these. I know you go to work and you gotta deal with Esau all day. You gotta deal with worrying about making it back home. And I'm here for you. I'm gonna hold you up. I'm gonna rub your back. Right? This is what our women are supposed to do for us. Right? Read verse 24.
Genesis 2, verse 24. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh.
Read.
And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
All right, and that's why we leave our mother and our father, right? It's because we're supposed to be our woman. Our wife is supposed to be, we're supposed to be equal and working together as one body. right? When we say we have when we say that all of our body work together, like you can't move without your woman. Your woman's supposed to be there to help you walk through your whole life. Supposed to be there to make your life easier and not make it difficult, not make us not want to come home, right? We're gonna get into them scriptures too, right? Let's go to Genesis 3 and verse 1.
Genesis 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat of it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die.
Right, so here go the serpent.
Surely die.
Salaki. And here go the serpent, right? Here go the serpent talking to Eve, trying to get Eve to rebel, right? And this is what we dealing with now, right? That serpent is still the same spirit that Esau has now, right? Today. Esau telling our women that, you don't need that man. You know what I'm saying? That it's that I don't need a man spirit, right? I don't need him. I don't need a man. I can do bad all by myself, right? The serpent over here beguiling Eve, lying to her, telling her that, if you eat of this fruit, you're not gonna die. Don't worry about it. I'm saying I'm pretty sure the serpent was trying to get to Adam. It wasn't working, so he was like, all right, so how can I get them to go off and sin against their God? He was like, he went to the woman, right? And that's why we always consider y'all the weaker vessel, and we gotta protect them. It's our job to protect them, and we would love to protect our women. We would love to be there for our women. We would love to make sure nothing bad ever happened to our women. But our women make it so hard. They make it so hard with the being loudmouths and boisterous and disrespectful to the men that they ask to protect them when something bad happens to them. Right? And the serpent's over here lying to you, telling you that you got to do this, telling you that you can do that. Right? It's the same serpent that's going on now. Right? Read.
Then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate.
Right, Salaki. So right there and there, right? She gave into the fruits of the world, right there, man. Because we know that the trees isn't really trees in the Garden of Eden. Those are other nations. They told them not to follow behind that. They told them not to deal with those things. And she went and did it. And she found out about it. She went back to Adam and she told him about all the things that was going on. And he was like, well, dang, man, maybe I want to do that too. Maybe I want to go over there and have fun and do some things that I shouldn't be doing, that I know I shouldn't be doing, but I'm going to do it anyway, right? The greatest downfall of a man is a woman. Most men that are great literally fall because a woman by their side, or a woman stabbed them in the back, or a woman brought them down low, or a woman literally broke them down. Y'all understand how much power y'all literally have over a man. Y'all have a lot of power over the men. And we gotta understand, when y'all understand that, y'all can either use your power for good or y'all can use it for evil. And most of our women choose to use their power for evil and not good. A man will literally do anything for a woman because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to look out for our wife. We're supposed to love our wife. We're supposed to protect our wife, right? we supposed to care for them as we would care for ourselves. So this is the things that we would do for our women. And some women just aren't used to that because of the way that they were raised by their mother, how they seen their mother get treated, how they seen like how their grandma tell them and all these things. A lot of women aren't used to a man actually wanting to protect them and do things for them the right way and not the way that they feel as though that they need to be done. Right? The men choose you for a reason, right? Because we choose our wives. We choose who we want to marry, right? Unless your father actually gives you, unless your father actually says, this is who you marrying, this is who you're going to court, and this is what's going to happen, right? Other than that, in this society now, men choose their wives. They choose who they want to marry. And if they choosing you because it's something in you that they see that they feel as though they need for themselves. And our women think, that they can just use that as an advantage and think that they can do whatever they want and talk to us any crazy because we're going to try to love them and care about them, not knowing that they really destroying that man mentally, physically, and emotionally, right? We supposed to, and we just trying to be there to love you. So this isn't a lesson to make you feel bad. It's a lesson to make you understand that, y'all have a lot of power over the men that y'all don't understand, and that y'all should listen to. Y'all should just listen to the scriptures, man. Listen and understand why y'all here and why the Most High actually really created you, right? Let's drop this 16, right? Let's drop the 13. Read verse 13. Salaki.
9. And the Lord God said to the woman, what is this you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate. So the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle, and more than every...
Salakia, could you have him speak up?
Salakia.
Reader.
Again, at verse 16, Genesis 3, verse 13. And the Lord God said to the woman, what is this you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate. So the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. And to the woman he said, greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pains you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you.
Salaki, right? So he said, this is the reason why our women get periods. This is the reason why our women go through so much pain during childbirth, right? Because back then y'all wasn't going through childbirth, man. Y'all wasn't going through pain. Y'all was just dropping them off, easy, right? But now y'all going through now y'all got labor pains, Braxton Hitch contractions, right? Y'all got y'all feel like y'all about to die and pass out when y'all giving birth. The Most High said he said he's gonna multiply our sorrow for listening to the serpent and not listening to him, right? And then he said, your desire shall be to your husband. So everything that y'all do now is supposed to be for your man, to help him, to benefit him, and not to stress him out, right? And he shall rule over thee. And when he say he shall rule over thee, that doesn't mean he's going to be like a lion in his house, man. If he asks you to do something, you're supposed to say, no back talk, no being upset. Okay, I'll do it. Unless that man is not telling you to break the law, statutes, commandments, everything that man asks of you, as long as it's not about breaking the law, statutes, commandments, do them, because that's what you're supposed to do. Because he's going to rule over you in righteousness, not in unrighteousness. The man that you're supposed to be with and the man that you're supposed to marry is going to rule over you in righteousness. They're going to lead you down the path to the Most High God in the right way, in the correct way. I want you to dress this way for this reason. I want you to do this for this reason. It's to protect you. It's to make sure that you're good. It's to make sure that everything that happens with you now is to make sure it's the betterment of the family. It's not to rule over you to say, oh, well, I'll rule you. You're supposed to listen to me no matter what I say. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Like, no, brother, take her back to the scriptures. Let her understand. Oh, all right, this is why you shouldn't do this. Take it to the law. The law trumps all things. Huh? The law trumps all things. You're supposed to take her to the law. You're supposed to dress in modest apparel. That's a law. You gotta take her there. Don't rule over her with an iron fist. Like, tell her that she can't leave the house, and don't leave the house. Don't go see your family. Stuff like that. That's hard for a woman to digest. That's hard for a woman to want to just give up her family and you tell her that she's not allowed to see her own family. I'm like, yeah, if you leading her down the right path and following the laws, statutes, commandments, how she's supposed to be, she's going to understand that, you know what, I can deal with my family, but I got to deal with them from a distance because my husband is teaching me the right way to love the Most High God and follow his laws, statutes, commandments. And my family's not really doing that. So I can love them from a distance. I'll see them here and there. And when they start talking about white Jesus or they try to shove some pork in my face and all that other stuff, I'll take my leave. Because that's the righteous way of how the husband is supposed to rule over his wife, right? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 1.
God.
Yeah, all this because
and verse 21.
Because all these things that's going on, man, we seen the women on how they was acting in Atlantic City, boisterous, fight the brothers because they was trying to correct them and make them understand that you God's chosen people. You're supposed to come out of that lifestyle. You're not supposed to be a homosexual. You're not supposed to be gay. The Most High ain't dealing with your pride month. And they want to fight brothers. And then me dealing with a sister to her the Bible, trying to explain to her what's going on, trying to explain to her that she an Israelite and all these things, and she asked a question, she won't let me finish the question. She trying to dictate how we bring it out. She trying to tell us no. All these things. We just want our women to understand correction is in the Bible and there's nothing wrong with taking correction. Right? Ephesians 5 and 21, I'll bring that up.
Submitting to one another in the fear of Yahweh. Wives, submit to your own husband as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as also Yahweh is head of the church.
Slacky, you cut out a little bit.
I apologize. I'll start over. Submitting to one another in fear of Yahweh. Wives, submit to your own husband as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as also Yahweh is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
Right, right, you said submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God, man, the fear of the Most High, right? Submit unto the Most High God, Yahweh, man. Everything we do now pertains to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah. Everything the man does is for the Most High God, man. We finna lay our lives down for him. We finna die for him. We finna do everything for the Most High. We finna we changed our life. We cut off old habits of hating our brothers in our hearts and shooting our brothers, robbing our brothers. We cut all that off by the fear that the Most High is gonna put us to death if we don't. After learning the knowledge, we submitted ourselves to the Most High, like Howard. And the Most High is asking you to submit yourselves unto your husbands as Christ was, because we're the head of our wives. As Christ was the head of the church. So you gotta think, He's not really, the Most High is really not telling you to submit to your husband at this point. He's telling you to submit to Yahushua, your husband's head, because your husband has submitted to his head and Yahushua's head, right? So when y'all hear the word submit, a lot of our women have a problem with that word because like they don't really understand what that means. Submitting isn't a bad thing because you know that man is going to lead you right. You're going to deal with his beckoning will and his call. Babe, I need you to do this for me, please. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just I'm tired. I've been working all day. You kind of like you've been home. I just kind of need you to handle that for me right quick. Thank you, and you just do it. He gonna thank you. He'll thank you. Give you a kiss. Give you a hug. I appreciate you. I really needed that. And you're not really submitting to him. You submitting to Yahushua. You submit to Yahweh. Because now you're seeing him as, all right, he's following the law, statutes, commandments. I'm following the law, statutes, commandments. And we both following after the Most High and his son. And we doing it the right way. So y'all both submitting. Y'all submitting to the Most High and loving each other and being there for each other. Holding each other. Being that backbone for each other. Right? Fighting for each other. Y'all family. Because y'all fighting for the Most High God. That's who y'all really submitting to. Y'all submitting to Yahweh. Right? We're gonna keep going, right? Let's go to Colossians chapter 3.
All right, Colossians 3 and 18. Colossians 3 and 18.
Colossians 3 and 18.
And it reads, wives, submit to your own husbands, as is fitting to the Lord. Husbands,
Right?
love your wives, and do not be bitter toward them.
Right? So just like I said, right? It says, submit yourselves unto your husbands, right? And husband, love your wives and be not bitter against them, right? You're not supposed to hate y'all. You're not supposed to disrespect y'all. You're not supposed to be the lion in our own house. We're supposed to love y'all. Love us. We're supposed to love y'all as we will love ourselves, right? So when y'all submit to other, because now you done did that for me, why wouldn't I do everything that I can for you? Because you helping me, and I'm gonna help you now. Everything that you need, I take care of you. We take care of you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. That's our job as husbands, to take care of our wives. And your job as wives is just ensure that after we come home from fighting the world, we don't gotta come home to fight with you or deal with a little bickering. Why you didn't take out the trash last night? I'm sorry, I forgot. No, you're supposed to take out the trash. Man, don't no man want to hear that after working 10, 12 hours. Like, babe, I'll take out the trash. I'll take out the trash. No, now we got to wait till next week. Brothers take the deep breath. Now they kind of not listening to you. And now you get annoyed because now they ignoring you. We don't want to come home to that. We want to come home to a loving wife, kids happy to see us, right? Wife happy to see us, kiss on the lips, ask you how your day was, ask you if you're hungry, right? Dave, I got a drink ready for you. I got a nice little drink prepared for you. Got your Bible scriptures. I got your Bible out, your Apocrypha out. You know what I'm saying, your notes out, and I got a video on for you. So just in case you wanted to watch a video while you're studying. That's a beautiful way to come home. People love. I know a lot of brothers that would love to come home to that right there, and they would treat their women. And they would treat their women so well if that happens, right? If they came home, it'd be a beautiful thing. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9, and it reads, in like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with propriety and moderation, not with braided hair, or gold or pearls, or costly clothing,
Salakia.
but
Right,
which
so right,
is proper for women. Salakia.
so right here, right? We see a lot of our women today, booty shirts on, dressing like the heathen, dressing. Megan Thee Stallion got an album coming out talking about thought-ish. I don't want to say the word, but it's like this is what our women are being portrayed as, man. Like they thoughts, like they can't be nothing more than just sexual objects and sexual beings, right? You said, in like manner also, the women adorn themselves in modest apparel. No, I'm gonna say it like this, right? No man wants a woman which every man has seen already or had. No man wants a woman that they've seen all their body parts. They know what their butt look like. They know the size. They know the shape of the shape of their breasts, man. They don't. No man wants a woman that dresses like a harlot in the street. They're not going to treat you as a wife, right? They're not going to treat you as a wife. They're going to treat you. Most men are going to treat you as what you portray yourself as. And the Most High said to prevent all of that, dress in modest apparel, right? You still gonna get them. You still gonna get them 2/3 Negroes that's gonna try to holler at you and talk to you crazy and degrade you. But you gonna get real men that also wants to talk to you and know who you are and know about you, and not just want to lay there and have sex with you. They actually want to make a connection. When you dress modestly, men approach you differently. When you dress like a harlot, men approach you like they say, like in Philly, we go, hey yo, and we go shorty in a red dress or shorty down. When a man see you dressing modestly, they walk up to you. How you doing, miss? How you doing today? Like, oh, you got a man? All right, I apologize. I just wanted to say that you look really good. Right? They address you differently. All the men in here was in the world one time. We know we know what that looks like because we've done it. And now that we in the truth, we like, yeah, I wish our woman would just put some damn clothes on, man. We wish our woman would just put some clothes on. Stop dressing like harlots and showing your body to everybody, man. You're the most beautiful women in the world. The only person that's supposed to see what you look like is your husband. Right? Cover yourself up. Love yourself. Love yourself. Stop blaming men for the way you look. Like, oh well, you should be able to control yourself no matter what I wear. What you don't understand is you making that man go into sin by lusting after you. That lust demon is strong, and then you be upset when a man rapes a woman, and they say that's their fault, that's their problem. But we say, sis, if you was dressed properly, that wouldn't happen. I'm like, you do have a lot of chicks out here that would still do it, right? But 9 times out of 10, that wouldn't happen if you had some actual clothes on. You were dressed modestly, and you were dressed modestly, and you came home at a proper time. Freaks come out at night. That's a real statement. I'm saying that's a real statement. The freaks come out at night. After like 10 o'clock, man, come home to your husband, right? Unless y'all out together. Then you ain't got to deal, you don't have to deal with these demons that come out here. The demons come out at night, man. When you come home at a proper time, you won't have to deal with demons. You'll never have to deal with a chick trying to do what he do. Like, you'll be home in your bed, reading your scripts, right? Probably drinking a glass of wine, and then man, dealing with your children, right? That'd be a great thing. We say dress modestly because the Most High asks our women to dress modestly. We want our women to understand, yo, listen, your beauty doesn't involve what you wear; it's within you. Your beauty is go ahead.
I wanted to say one thing. And then when they dress off, with their chest out, they stuff in the front all out, and you look, they want to cuss you out. I'm like, you the one dressed like this. I didn't. And that's what our sisters do. They gotta stop doing that and come back to the Most High. That's it.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, women get offended. Women do get offended when men look. You're like, what did you expect was going to happen when you walked outside with that? I'm not looking for attention. I wear it because I feel like I look good. So like, well, if you wear that because you feel like you look good, you need to understand that you're going to get it. You should know that you're going to get attention from that, and you can't get upset that the attention that you probably thought you wasn't going to get, you're going to get, because you should know that if you're wearing something revealing like that, you're wearing a crop top where you can basically see the top of your breast. It's this thing that they got on now that's straight up see-through. Brother could see the areolas and stuff, man. Yo, cover it. Like, you might as well have just walked outside naked. But then you complain about the attention you get. What did you expect was gonna happen? Or then you get mad and then you want to fight and you want to curse somebody out. But if you dressed modestly, you wouldn't have that issue. You wouldn't have that problem. Brothers look at you differently. They don't look at you with a lust demon. They look at you like, oh snap, man, sis look good. That's a beautiful sister right now, man. She got a dress on all the way down. She covered up. Now they looking at you like, maybe I should go get to know her instead of maybe I should just try to see how fast I can get in her pants. Right? But let's keep reading. Read verse 10 up.
You said verse 10?
Yeah, come.
But which is proper for 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 10, but which is proper for women professing godliness with good works. Let a woman learn in silence with all submission. And I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man, but to be in silence.
Right, stop right there. Right? So right there, said, I suffer a woman not to teach. Now, when he says he suffer a woman not to teach, he's not talking about you actually not teaching, because you got to teach the kids. You got to teach our children. You got to teach your daughter how to grow up to be a woman, a modest woman. You got to teach your sons up to an extent, and then you pass them up to us. You pass them up to your husband, so we can teach them how to be a man. Right? We teach them how to treat a woman the right way, the proper way. We treat our daughters how to be a proper woman the right way, the proper way of not being a harlot and not having to feel like they gotta lie to you about little things. You know what I'm saying? Don't control them to the point of where they feel as though they need to be sneaky. Like, you teaching them that, right? And here's the problem with Americanized women today, right? You said, nor to usurp authority over the man, right? America wants the woman to be the man of the household, right? Look at the way. What did he say? He said, I do not leave my household. And that's why Gabrielle Union got your son in a dress, man. That's why Gabrielle Union got your son in a dress, because you're not leading your household. America wants the woman to have control over the house. Because they give the woman everything, right? If say the man and the woman try to ain't work out, they have a child together. Now the mother has authority to tell the father when he can and cannot see his child, right? She has the power to put him on child support. Even though he's taking care of his child, oh well, that's not enough. I need $3,000 a month to take care of your child and all the living expenses, and the court system will give you that, right? That y'all have an authority over the man in this captivity. This is in this captivity. Esau giving Eve everything, just so they can have authority over the man, just so they can say, oh, I'm not, y'all supposed to spoil me. And y'all supposed to spoil me because Esau's spoiling you. Y'all want Jake to spoil you because you're getting spoiled by Esau. Being able to do whatever you want, say whatever you want, do whatever you want, wear whatever you want, right? Eat whatever you want. Esau made America so much for Eve to have authority over the man. And I say when I go out there, I tell my brothers like all the time, like, brothers, I need y'all to understand something. Y'all are the catch. The good men of the world are the catch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the catch. Stop letting these women that think that they can dress like harlots and talk back and say that they don't listen and do all these things, thinking that they over you, because you're not. Like, babe, I'm gonna listen to this. No, we're leaving. We're leaving right now. Like, I'm like, bro, I gotta go. So she wear the pants in your relationship, brother? She wear the pants in the relationship? She tell you what and what you cannot do? I'm like, that's crazy, because it's supposed to be the other way around. But here in America, it's the opposite way. The women can tell the man what they can and can't do, what they can and cannot do, and all these things, man. And it says, but to be in silence. No man wants a loudmouth woman that want to yell and fight and argue, like I was saying earlier. Like, just like it was a woman. It was a video that I watched on Facebook. I brought this out on the Shabbat last week. There was a woman that was on Facebook, and she said a lot of men would be a lot happier if women would just shut the F up. And I almost fell on my seat when I heard that. I said, yo, she doesn't. I said, people don't know how true that statement actually is. If women would just listen and listen to what the man got to say instead of just back talking and yelling and screaming, y'all get everything, right? Let's keep reading. Verse 13.
Con. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived fell into transgression. Nevertheless, she will be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with self-control.
Right? So if y'all would, so the Most High would pass a lot of the pain that he gives y'all during childbirth if y'all are following, if y'all were following your husband, following Yahweh Shah, following Yahweh and righteousness and truth, being sober, being dressed in modest apparel, being submissive to your husband, submissive to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and submissive to Yahweh Shah, who came to die for your sins to give you grace to come back. Right? He would take a lot of your pain away. if you literally just do these couple of things. It's not that hard. When the Most High say the commandments aren't grievous, it's really not hard to listen to your husband who's trying to lead you in the right path, the right way. It's really not hard to submit yourself to the Most High and Yahweh. It's not hard, right? And He will help you through your childbirth. You'll have your baby 15 minutes, barely any pain. You won't have to worry about bleeding out or any of that. You're gonna save you in childbirth, right? Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1.
First Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. First Peter chapter 3 verse 1. Wives, likewise, be submissive to your own husband, that even if some do not obey the word, they without a word may be won by the conduct of their wives. When they observe your chaste conduct accompanied by fear, do not let your adornment be merely outward, arranging the hair, wearing gold, or putting on fine apparel. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God.
Right? So the Most High said, let it be adorned. He said, let it be, it's like in the KJV it says, even the ornament of the meek and quiet spirit, which is the sight of God of great price. Right? So y'all having a meek spirit, a humble spirit, a quiet spirit, man, it's a great price in the Most High God. He gave you that spirit. He wanted you to be humble. He wanted you to be in subjection. He wanted you to be able to talk to other wives and show them your light. And be able to conduct yourself in a way that people be like, dang, man, look at her. She's so beautiful. She's so meek. She's so humble. Her spirit is just right. She not looking to be seen. She all she trying to do is follow the law, statutes, commandments, and make sure that her husband is good. That's crazy. Like you see a woman today that a husband say, "Babe, come home," and she come home and she was out with her friends. You're like, "What? You going home?" Like, yeah, I'm going home. My husband asked me to go home. They lose their mind. Oh, it couldn't have been me. I'd have told him to wait. I'd have told him to wait 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, give me an hour. You going home as soon as he asks? Like, yeah, because my husband asked me to come home. Clearly, he wants me to come home for a reason. People will be like, yo, what's wrong with it? But that's your light shining in the darkness of everybody else. You showing people that, oh, listen, he wants me home. I'm gonna go home. And they gonna look at you like, dang, why can't that be me? Why can't? Maybe I should act like that. Like she don't never complain about her husband. She don't come to us talking about fights. Like, dang, like what she got that? What is she doing right? Why can't I keep a man like that? They've been together 15 years. And I'm still single out here trying to find a man. Maybe if you would, and you over here showing them how to be a wife the proper way, and being meek and humble, showing the spirit in the right way, showing the love in the right way, right? Read verse 5.
I went to the KJV as well, Salakia. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. For after this manner, aforetime, the holy women also, who hoped in Yahweh, adorn themselves, being in subjection to their own husbands, as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose children ye are, ye now are, if ye do well, and are not put in fear by any terror. Ye husbands in like manner dwell with your wives, according to knowledge, giving honor unto the woman, as unto the weaker vessel, as being also joint heirs of the grace of life, to the end that your prayers be not hindered.
All right. So you say, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. It's not a bad thing to call your husband Lord. I'm saying you're not worshiping him. He's the Lord of your household. He's taking care of you. Right? I'm saying if you making sure that you got a roof over your head, food in your stomach, water that you can drink, a shower, clothes on your back, making sure that you're okay. You know what I'm saying? Electricity, you got that. A toilet, you got that. Right? He might not be able to give you everything that you want, but he giving you everything you need. And that's respectable. Right? Because that man is dealing with you in knowledge, understanding that you're the weaker vessel, taking care of you the best way he could possibly do. Making sure that everything that y'all doing is not hindered. That everything that y'all doing is the best thing for you and your family. Right? He's looking out for you. And you're looking out for him. And as you showing your light, his light is shining, and y'all light shining together, and everybody's like, damn, look at that. Look at that couple, man. Beautiful. They don't argue. They not arguing. They not mad at each other. They listening to each other. They work things out. Right? You don't hear about them really fighting. Like, they just there. Being a light in the midst of darkness, showing other couples that it's possible. It's possible when a woman is listening and a man is listening to his wife, and he's providing, and she's holding them down at home, making sure the house clean and all these things. It's all of how the Most High wanted it to be. Right? It's one of the perfect things that the Most High wanted it to be, man. Man and woman, children, being there with each other, helping each other, being there. Like my elders above says, take a village, right? To raise the children, having other couples come together and helping each other through everything. Having people come around you to love each other, be with each other, man. And y'all being a light to show them that, yo, it's possible. You can do this. It's not hard. Don't try to fight each other. Don't try to kill each other, because all you have to do is listen to each other. And if you listen to him, he gonna listen to you, and y'all gonna make each other better. Right? This is part of y'all roles. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Right, so we all have a head, right? That we have to obey. We obey Christ and Yahweh, right? Y'all just have to obey us, Christ, and Yahweh. But like I said before, and if you don't have a head, your head is Christ. You wouldn't want to disrespect Christ, right? But if you have a man that the Most High put in your life, why would you disrespect him? Because that's the man that the Most High put in your life. That's your head. If you disrespect that husband who is your head, now you're disrespecting Yahweh. Now you're disrespecting the Most High. You don't want to do that. You don't want to disrespect the Most High. You don't want to disrespect Yahweh. So why are you disrespecting your husband, because that's really, you're not. I want our women to understand this. You're not really disrespecting the man that you're with. You're disrespecting the Most High God Yahweh and His Son Yahweh who is that man's head that was placed in your life. If you wouldn't disrespect Yahweh or Yahweh, why would you disrespect that man? Why would you disrespect that man? It wouldn't be right. If your husband asks you to do something, and you like, I don't feel like doing that right now. Ask yourself, would you say that to Yahweh? Would you say that to Yahweh? Somebody mute their mic. Like, so just ask yourself, would you, if your husband asked you to do something, would you literally say, no, I'm not doing that? Yahweh asked you to do something, I'm not doing that right now, I don't feel like it. Like, if yes is your response, man, all I can say is good luck, man, because I know Yahweh ain't playing that, and I know the Most High ain't playing that. Definitely not playing that. He was ready to kill all of Israel for transgressions, right? And Yahweh coming back here to do a lot more destroying. So if you gonna tell Yahweh, man, I don't feel like doing that right now, you gonna have to wait. Good luck. Because that's the same thing. That's basically the same thing that you doing to your husband. Because now you're not disrespecting them, disrespecting you. You disrespecting his two heads, who he following after, and he trying to follow after in righteousness, right? Drop the verse 5. Verse 5. 1 Corinthians 11 and 5. It's cool, I'll read it. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. Right? So you suppose, so I had to tell my wife. Kind of sorry. Sometimes I gotta tell my wife, right? She around me all the time, and I bring out scripture all the time. She's like, my head not covered, and I say, stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready, right? If you had your head covered all the time when scriptures come out, or because you're supposed to pray without ceasing, right? You're supposed to pray without ceasing. You had your head covered all the time because you want to honor your head. And like I said, if you don't have a husband, your head is now Yahweh, and Yahweh, right? And you don't want to dishonor them. So stay ready. So that's the thing. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Keep your head covered at all points in time, because you're always supposed to pray without ceasing. And especially if you got a husband, I'm pretty sure you're gonna bring out scripture. You're gonna have to be ready for that, right? Because that's what the men of the Lord do. We love scriptures. We're gonna read scriptures all day, every day, right? Verse 6.
Verse 6. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man.
Right, the woman is the glory of the man. That's why you keep your head covered, to honor the glory of your husband, right? Just like he's having his head uncovered is honoring the glory of Yahweh, right? Read.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was there man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Right, so the woman wasn't created for. The woman was created for the man, not the man for the woman. right? So understand that y'all was created for us, not the other way around. Brothers, we are the catch, and our women just have to accept the fact that they was created for us. And once they realize the submitting part isn't the part that's supposed to be bothering them, because they really not submitting to us, they submitting to the Lord. They gonna do everything now in their power to make sure that their husband is okay, that their husband is right, that their husband cares about them and loves them, right, and treats them as they would treat themselves. Because now they're like, I'm not really. Now they have it in their mind. Okay, I'm not really submitting to my husband. I'm submitting to the Lord. And by me showing that me submitting to my husband is me showing the Most High that I'm submitting to Him as well. Because you would treat Yahweh like a king, like a god. You're supposed to be treating your husband the same way, like a king. And like a God, because he is a God of this earth, right? Because he was made in the image. And Psalms 82:6 says, I have said you're gods, right? So your husband is a God. He not the big G. He a little G. I'm just, like, treating him as such. Like my elder Kasaji would say, if Joe Biden was to come out here and say that all the things that's going on in the world right now is because of them Israelites on the street corners, and they're the real children of God, and they the real kings, and they the real kings of the earth, and treat them as such, is that what it would take for our women to actually finally sit down and be like, yo, I need to treat him. I need to finally treat him right and don't talk back to him, because now it's gonna be women trying to flock to him and trying to treat him the right way and wash his feet and rub his back. And if he need his hair washed, they wash his hair. He don't have to lift up his cup. His cup is always full. Right? My elder said all the time. He's like, is that what it would take for Esau to finally who the real children of God are? Is that what it would take? Oh, you're supposed to do that willingly without Esau telling you that. Because the Most High has already told you that. Right? Let's go to Sirach, chapter 25, and verse 16. Ecclesiastes.
I got it. You said Sirach 25 and which verse?
Verse 16.
Verse 16. Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 16. I will rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than keep house with a wicked woman.
Right, so dwelling with a lion and a dragon is better than keeping house with a wicked woman. You got brothers. I know some brothers out here that dealt with that wicked woman before. Man, you ain't even want to go home, right? You try to stay at work for as long as you could. You went out to the bar. You went out somewhere, like you went to your friend's house. Like, I ain't trying to go home, man. I'm trying to avoid going home as much as I can, because you was dealing with a wicked woman. But it says I would rather dwell with a lion than a dragon. Like, which means he would rather be put to death than go home to a woman that's going to nag him to death. Like I was saying earlier, why you ain't take out the trash? Babe, I was tired last night. I don't care. You're supposed to take out that trash. You're supposed to be taking out that trash. Why is dishes in the sink? I told you about the dishes in the sink. Why aren't you washing the dishes? Come on, like, why you got that hair in the bathtub? But babe, that's not even my hair. That's your hair. No, still, but you're supposed to clean it. You see it, clean it. All right, babe. I apologize. No. Ain't no apologies. Why don't you just go do it? Yeah, I just came home from work. Can a brother get a sandwich? No, after a sandwich. Go make your own sandwich. Man, why did I come back here? That's how some brothers feel, right? Read.
Pick up, my fault. You said Ecclesiastes 25, and it was verse 11, right?
We had 17 now.
17, okay, I apologize. The wickedness of a woman changes her look, and darkeneth her countenance as a bear doth. Her husband shall sit at meat among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he singeth bitterly.
Right? He said he gonna sob bitterly, man. He just not. Man, that deep breath. Like sometimes you be at work, man, or you out with your or brothers is out with their brothers. They get a phone call. They look at their phone. They put the phone down. They take a deep breath. Right, and everybody know who calling them at that point in time because you were just talking about it. Right. When we say when I said y'all have a power to do good, and y'all have a power to do evil to your man, brothers can be stressed out by them. Brothers can like, man, I don't want to deal with her. Why am I here? Why she calling me right now? I'm like, yo, I took out the trash, I washed the dishes, I cleaned the tub. I'm saying I made sure the children ate before I left for work. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do now, man? Why she calling me? Right? Like, do y'all really do women? How would y'all feel if that was the other way around? If you just had to come home to a nagging husband all day, man, yelling at you, making you feel bad after you done worked 12 hours. You done stressed yourself out the day. How would you feel if it was the other way around? Pretty much sure you wouldn't like it. You'd be upset. You'd be doing the same thing, breathing heavy. If that man was lying in his own house, right? Read verse 18, 19. Slide.
All malice is but little to the malice of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall on her.
Right.
As the going up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Throw not thyself upon the beauty of a woman, and desire not a woman for her beauty. There is anger and impudence and great reproach if a woman maintain her husband. A wicked woman is abstinent of heart and sadness of countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not make her husband happy.
Right.
Hands that down and palsied knees.
Right, so it says a woman, if she maintaineth her husband, is full of anger, imprudence, and reproach. Right, so I mean, if you know how to keep your husband, man, other women gonna be mad at you. Other women would be hating on you, right? Because we're not with you because you're beautiful. Yeah, our women are the most beautiful women in the world, right? We're not with you because of that. We're with you because we see something in you that we're missing in our lives. And that we feel as though you're going to be there to help us. You're going to be there to fulfill that need that we don't have. Right? It's that need within ourselves that you can fulfill. That we chose you for. Not because you're beautiful. Not because you look good, you smell good. Right? It's because it's that spirit. It's something in your spirit that is like, I need her. Like she's going to help complete me as a man, as a help me, right? Read verse 24 out.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 24. From a woman was the beginning of sin, and because of her we all die.
Right? Because of her we all die. Right? Understand the role that y'all played in this downfall, right? For women to act the way that they act, man, as they the best thing in the world, like they no matter what they can do no wrong. Remember that because Eve sinned and brought that sin to Adam is the reason why we all die. And once you humble yourself down to that estate and then understand why we in the situation that we in, why the Most High said for our marriage to be right is for our women to be submissive unto the husband. For when you actually humble down to that and understand that, we would just be like, yo, it's great. I don't have to. I'm not arguing with her. We don't argue. We talk everything out. Like, she listens to me, and we just gonna be thanking the Most High day and night for you, for what you live for, man. The water Yahweh for sending me this beautiful woman, man. She listens to me. She cares about my feelings. She loves me. She treats me well. She does everything I ask her to do without arguing, without telling me she don't feel like it, without telling me she tired. Like, she just, like, the water Yahweh. We thanking the Most High, man. We praising the Most High for a beautiful woman that He sent us to make sure that we are finally complete and we feel complete, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31.
Proverbs chapter 31.
And verse 10.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. A virtuous woman who can find? For her price is far above rubies.
Like, I can't walk down the city of Philadelphia and pick up a ruby. I know brothers in Atlanta, Detroit, New York, New Jersey can't walk down the street and find a ruby. A virtuous woman, her price is far above rubies, right? To find a virtuous woman that loves the Most High and that's willing to submit unto the Most High, man, y'all are a price above rubies, right? Read verse 11.
God. The heart of her husband trusteth in her, and he shall have no lack of gain.
Read.
She doeth him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Right, she doing good and not evil. So that man trusts you with all his heart, his life. He loves you. He trusts you with his children. He trusts you with the money. He trusts you with things that he knows you're not gonna do him wrong. Right? Because he not worried about you. He's like, yo, listen, this woman right here, she doing everything for me. Like, I trust her. And I don't need there's no need for me not to trust her. She follows the law, statutes, commandments. She tell me everything. Like, she tell me everything. She tell me what's wrong with her. She tell me what she want to eat. Like, man, I know the men on the call, man, you ask a woman what they want to eat, they hit you with the I don't know. But they tell you that they hungry. It's like, you know what you want to eat? And you told me? Man, listen, beautiful thing. Because now I ain't got to fight. Now I ain't got to ask you 50 million questions about where you want to eat. Right? Like, and you're not going to do this, you're not doing this evil. None of the days of your life. Only good. You're only making us feel better. You're only making us happy. You're only making us love you even more. Right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down.
Right? Every wise woman buildeth her house. So every wise woman understands their role and how to build their house properly, the way that it should be ran, and when everything when push comes to shove, they're able to hold it up while their man is holding it down outside the walls, right? But it says, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hand. That I don't need a man spirit, that arguing spirit, that loud boisterous spirit. You just gonna bring your house down, and your husband not gonna want to be around you. Your kids gonna be rebelling, right? Your kids gonna think that it's okay to do whatever they want, and they don't have to listen because you don't listen to their father. Like you destroying your own household. But be wise and understand how you built your house and build it the correct way under the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and under the leadership of your righteous husband, right? And notice I keep saying righteous husband because your husband should be somebody who's following the law, statutes, commandments, and not just some mean girl out there on the street, man, who's going to try to make you break the Sabbath and all these other things, right? But if you do have a husband that's not in the truth, but he's allowing you to practice, he's allowing you to be in the truth, and he's not bothering you, man, pray to the Most High that he brings that, and it's like, and you see that, and he's seeing that you submitting to him to his will while still following the laws, statutes, commandments, man. Ask the Most High to bring that brother in, man, because that brother probably really do love and care about you, right? Let's go to Proverbs 12:4.
Proverbs 12:4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
Right? A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. We show y'all off proud when y'all virtuous, man. Yo, my wife, man. Like I say to her, man, sometimes we be like, man, words can't even form how happy she makes me. Man, I'm just glad that the Most High chose me for her and her for me. That I'm glad that she's the one that the Most High chose to complete me, man. Right? You a crown unto your husband. He happy to have you. He's happy to show you off. He's happy to be there for you. He said, but she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness in his bones. If you want to be the bitter, upset, argumentative person, man, like you killing them slowly. You killing them slowly but surely. Like you breaking them down. Y'all powerful in a way of which a lot of people wouldn't understand. Let's go back to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 26.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and the law of kindness is on her tongue. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her, saying, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is the...
So he said, man, her children. Here's where the blessing part. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Right, man. We praise our women when we treat it right. We do everything for our women when we treat it right. He said, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Right, man. You doing better than all of them, babe. I see what all of them doing, but what you doing right now, man, what I see from you, man. Yo, listen. They don't even compare. Babe, I had some women in my life that did me good, that did me dirty. But guess what, man? You, out of all of them, man, you doing me right. You the best choice that I could have made. And you the best choice that I could have made in my life. You excel all of them. You're better than all of them. You treat me better than all of them. And I'm so happy, man. The water for everything that you do. The water, Yahweh, for bringing her into my home. To bringing her for me to love her. And your children doing the same thing. The water, Yahweh, for the mother that love you, care about me, man. Take care of me, wash me up, take care of me while I'm sick. Make sure that I got soup in my got soup, some orange juice, man. Wiping my nose when I'm wiping my nose, blowing my nose. I'm saying, giving me the herbs of the earth to make me feel better. Like the water, like it's a beautiful thing, right? It says, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahweh shall be praised. That's what I was saying, man. Yo, we don't love you for your beauty, we love you for your spirit. We love you for who you are as a person. Like, it's a lot of beautiful women in the world, but they spirit ugly, which makes them ugly. Like, if your spirit is beautiful, you are beautiful as a woman to a man. Because they're like, yo, there's something about her. I need her in my life. She not like the rest of these. She not like the rest of these people out here. She not showing her body. She not arguing. She not saying, oh, I don't need a man. I'm the man. She not saying label. She's saying that she wants to be. She wants to submit. She want to be. She wants her head. She wants her husband to treat him right and to love him correctly. She want to follow, man. We love you for your spirit, and a lot of women just gotta understand when you clean that spirit up, man, and you love yourself, you love the Most High, you love His Son, and the Most High will bring you a husband that's gonna love you the way you feel like you need to be loved, just like how, and that you are okay with submitting to that man, right? Because your spirit's gonna connect. Your spirit's gonna make sure that you're happy, and y'all gonna be following the laws, statutes, commandments. Y'all be doing it the right way, righteous way, and the Most High is gonna be like, man, it's a beautiful thing. Look at them. Look at them. Look what I did. Look what I did, man. They both happy. They both praising each other. They both smiling at each other. They both happy with each other. It's a beautiful thing, right? Can you read verse 31?
Verse 31. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her work praise her in the gates.
Right? Let her work praise her in the gates, man. You're gonna be like, if you Most High willing make it to the kingdom, man, they're gonna praise you in the gates. Right? You're gonna get praise in the gates of your home. You're gonna get praise in the gates of the kingdom of heaven by your family, by your loved ones, by your wife, by your husband, by your children, right? By your sisters, by your brothers. Man, yo, listen, I seen her down there, man. Even in that wicked kingdom, man, she was virtuous. She was listening. She was submissive. Like, man, yo, she did a damn good job, even in the wicked kingdom. Where she could have just been wicked like everybody else and got everything. But no, she chose to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Man, yo, pray, man, we appreciate them works that you did. You know, we appreciate it, right? So, with that being said, let's get an example of a virtuous woman. Let's go to 1 Samuel, chapter 25, verse 3.
1 Samuel 25 and 3. And it reads, Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail. And the woman was of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb.
And so Nabal, we should know this story, right? Nabal's an idiot. He's a fool. He's foolish, and he got a wife that was virtuous, loving, caring, did submissive, smart, did everything for him, right? So let's see what she did for her husband that she was with, right? Let's drop down to 19.
Con. 1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 19. And she said unto her young man, Go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal.
Right, so she didn't tell Nabal. Why? Because Nabal had disrespected King David, right? And she was like, oh man, this man done disrespected the king. King David probably gonna come down here, and King David was on his way to destroy him, to kill him, because he disrespected him, disrespected the king. And Abigail was like, no, I'm gonna send y'all ahead. I'm right behind y'all. Don't let my husband know. Right, Reed?
God. Looking up at verse 20. And it was so as she rode on her ass and came down by the covert of the mountain, that behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he hath returned me evil for good. God, do so unto the enemies of David, and more also, if I leave of all that pertain to him by the morning light, so much as one man child. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off her ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground.
Right. So David pulled up. He was like, man, I'm about to destroy all of this. About to destroy everything he got, man. And I'm gonna destroy his kids, man. I'm gonna destroy his castle, man. I'm gonna make sure everything he got. And what did he do? He was praying to the Most High God for it. Give me the strength to destroy all of this, because of this man that disrespected me, and now I'm about to revenge myself for the disrespect that he did, man. Straight up, he said what he did to him was straight up evil. And when Abigail seen him, she came running down to him and bowed down at his feet. Right, Reed?
And she fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me be the iniquity. And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine ears, and hear thou the words of thine handmaid. Let not, my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal. For as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, if the Lord hath withholden thee from blood guiltness, and from avenging thyself with thine own hand. Now therefore let thine enemy and them that seek evil to my Lord be as Nabal. And now this present which thy servant hath brought unto my Lord, let it be given unto the young men that follow my Lord. Forgive, I pray, the trespasses of thine handmaid, for the Lord will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of the Lord, and evil shall not be found in thee all thy days. Verse 29. And though man be risen up to pursue thee, and to seek thy soul, yet the soul of my Lord shall be bound in the bundle of life with the Lord thy God. The souls of thine enemies Then shall he fling out, as from the hollow of a sling. 1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 30. And it shall come to pass, when the Lord shall have done to my Lord according to all the good that he hath spoken concerning thee, and shall have appointed thee prince over Israel, that this shall be no grief unto thee, nor offense apart unto my Lord. Neither that thou hast shed blood, causeless, or that my Lord hath avenged himself. And when the Lord shall have dealt well with my Lord, then remember thine hand.
So Abigail bowed down to the king and copped a plea from the bow. Everything that she was saying to save Nabal's life. And as she was saying, she was praying to the Most High, and saying that the Most High, asking the Most High to bless him, and making sure that that your house is going to be blessed, and he's going to deliver the hand of his enemies over to you, man, because you're fighting the battles of Yahweh. You're doing all these things, all this to save Nabal's life. Like she's literally bowed down in front of David, copping his plea, trying to save Nabal's life, because David was coming to destroy him, coming to destroy everything that he had, his children, his animals, all of that, man. David was coming. He said, "Yo, if anything remain," he said, "Don't let anything remain." And Abigail said, "No, don't do it. Please don't destroy him. Please don't kill him. Like, the Most High gonna bless you with everything that you could ever want." That's a virtuous woman right there, man. Even though you know your husband is wrong, even though you know your man was wrong, you still helped him out, being a helpmeet.
Heavy.
That's being, that right there is the definition of a helpmeet. No, even knowing that man is wrong in all his ways and all his doings, she's like, "Please, David, don't kill him. Don't revenge yourself. His name is foolish. He's an idiot. Don't worry about what he said. Forgive him. The Most High gonna bless you. He's gonna give you your enemies. Just please don't kill my husband." She basically like, "Yo, please don't kill my husband. Like, I get it. I understand. Just don't do it. And then once the Most High blesses you with all these things, remember me, because I prayed and asked for that, just so you didn't destroy my husband." That's strong. How many women? How many? Go ahead.
She could have saved herself. She didn't even have to do all that. She could have just ran and saved herself. But by her being a virtuous woman, she decided to save her husband, because that was the correct thing to do.
Right? The plot thickens, right? It gets even deeper now, right? I was saying she could have saved it. She absolutely right. So I didn't think of that. The water king. She could have saved it. She could be like, "Yo, listen, I ain't with him. I'm saying, go ahead, do what you gotta do. Just leave me out." Right? But by her being a virtuous woman and actually following the law, statutes, commandments, and understanding her place as a wife, she begged King David not to destroy him, not to kill him. Don't destroy everything. Please, I beg you. Pray for him to get everything that he wanted and save her husband's life for a time, because the Most High wanted to kill him anyway. But let's just read King David's response. Let's read 32.
Verse 32.
God.
And it reads, "And David said to Abigail, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me. And blessed be thy wisdom, and blessed be thou, which hast kept me this day from blood guiltiness, and from avenging myself with my own hand. For in very deed, as the Lord, the God of Israel liveth, which hath withholden me from hurting thee, Except thou hadst hasted and come to meet me, surely there had not been left unto Nabal by the morning light so much as one man child.
Right? So David was like, all right. David basically was like, I appreciate it. I appreciate your prayer. You know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for you, I would basically saying if it wasn't for you, I would have went and killed him. That's it in layman's terms. You said basically if it wasn't for you coming down here to cop this plea for him, I would have went and killed him. But you know what? Thank you for your prayer. Thank you for showing me that, you know, even though your husband's an idiot, how much you actually love and care about him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn away my wrath and remember you this day for what you just did. For a man who because David knew Nabal didn't really deserve her. The Lord knew that Nabal really didn't deserve her. And as we read this story, we know Nabal really didn't deserve her because he was a fool. He did foolish acts, and Abigail was sent there to save his life to show you exactly how a virtuous woman can be, what it looks like, and her putting her. And and we're gonna go even deeper, right? Here's the even deeper part. She put herself on the line right then and there because David could have just took her life at that moment in time when she was begging for his life. Because she could have, because he said, "You coming up to me begging for this man after he disrespecting you? No, man, take her head too." Right? She could have copped a plea for herself instead. I'm not with him. She could have destroyed her right in there and took her head, and she copped a plea for her husband to ask David not to destroy him. How many of our women are literally ready to do that as a virtuous wife, man? As a virtuous woman, with the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding that the Most High God is given to you, right? Understanding your place, understanding that it's okay to submit to your husband in all things righteous because he's not going to hurt you. He's going to lead you down the right path. Or you can have you with an idiot like Nabal, and you just show how your light actually shines by being that virtuous woman, by saving a life, like Abigail. That's basically what she did. She saved her life. Right? It's okay to be virtuous. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to love the Most High God. It's okay to understand that your husband is your head, and he's your head for a reason, because that's the way the Most High intended it to be. Our women just have to get out of the Americanized mindset that was placed on them. And once you break those strongholds and those strangleholds, man, y'all are one of the strongest pieces to the Israelite family. And as much as y'all understand, the man needs you just as much as you need him. Because you keep him up, you keep him going. You that reason why he gets up in the morning and deals with Esau and not snap out, because he knows he got somebody that he can come home to that's going to love him and care about him and make sure that he is okay. Make sure that he got some food in his stomach. Make sure that he got a shower waiting on him. Making sure that, you know what I'm saying, if he need his clothes to be ironed in the morning, that you did it for him. Because you help him. You're helping him maintain his sanity, his emotions, his mentality. You help you encouraging him to continue to read scriptures. You encouraging him to continue to keep the faith in the Most High God. and you're taking care of the children, you're raising them up properly, showing your daughters how to be a real woman, a mature woman, to not be twerking on Instagram at 8 years old or on TikTok at 8 years old. Go ahead.
We really need a virtuous woman these days, because this is the end, and we put ourselves on the front line to save our people, and when they arrest us, and you don't know what they'd do with us. If they can get to a billionaire like Jeff Epstein, we ain't even billionaires, so they can get to us too. So we do need that virtuous woman to have our back. You know what I'm saying? That love us and trust us, and as long as we follow the commandments of the Most High, she should have no problem.
And that's the main point of this lesson, right? That if your husband is following the laws, statutes, commandments to the best of his ability, to making sure that he's treating you the way you're supposed to be treated, and treating you as he would treat himself, what's so wrong with submitting to your man and being virtuous and understanding that he needs you? Because, like brother said, we are getting closer and closer to the end, man. And brothers is gonna be locked away in concentration camps, and we're gonna need y'all to be able to hold it down and understand, like, yo, look, my kids gotta do this, y'all gotta do that. And now they're listening, because now they know that daddy's not here, but mommy's here, and she can protect us because she got the wisdom. She got the wisdom that daddy was giving her throughout this entire time. And she wasn't talking bad. She was listening. She was holding on to every word, just like as if I was speaking, just like if Yahweh was speaking, submitting herself to her Lord, as Sarah called Abraham Lord. Right? There's nothing wrong with calling your husband Lord, because he if he's doing what he's supposed to do, he is your Lord. And sisters, just keep going, keep pushing, keep being strong, keep understanding that submission isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing, because you're not really submitting to your husband, you're submitting to the Most High God by submitting to your husband. And when you get that knowledge to understand that I'm submitting to my husband because that's the way Yahweh intended it to be. And if I don't submit to Yahweh, if I don't submit to my husband, I'm not submitting to Yahweh. Even though I can say I'm wearing a dress, I got my hair wrapped, but I'm gonna tell my husband I ain't doing this. And you really telling Yahweh that you really ain't doing that. You submit to Yahweh, and you show how much you're gonna submit to him by submitting to your husband. Especially if he's being righteous to you and caring about you and loving you and showing you how much he cares. Because I was telling my little sister today, love is not a word, it's not a feeling, it's an action. You have to apply it. You have to show somebody you love them. You can tell somebody you love them all day and not mean it. But if he's showing you that he loves you by following the law, statutes, commandments, by fearing the Most High God, by doing these things, show him that you love him too. By doing what the Most High God asks you to do, which is submit yourselves unto your husband. And love him and care about him, and understanding your role as a woman. And it'll be a beautiful, loving sight. Right? Let's get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 out.
Ecclesiastes 12, chapter 12 and verse 13. This is the end of the matter. All have been heard. Fear God and keep his commandments, But this is the whole duty of man.
Man, it's the whole duty of man and woman to fear the Most High God and keeping His commandments, right? To the men, love your wives as you would love yourself. Love your wives and treat them like how you would treat yourself, man. Don't be a lion in your own home. Don't be roaring in your own home. Don't try to think just because she's supposed to submit to you that you allowed to disrespect it, that you allowed to do all these things to her. Don't do that, because we are better than that. And by being set apart is acting set apart, right? And to the women, being submissive to your husband, understanding your role as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter of Sarah, as a daughter of the Most High, right? Submitting yourselves to your husband, submitting yourselves to your H.O.I and the Most High God Yahweh by doing everything that He asked you to do, right? And that right there is the lesson. Hope everybody was edified. Hope everybody got something from it.
All praises to the Most High.
God, the water. Anybody else on the call?
God.
Anybody got any comments that they wanna bring out? Any precepts they wanna add?
I just want to say, this Jeremiah again. I just want to say, if the brother is talking to you crazy and talking to you out the side of his neck and calling you all kind of names and just say, I'm just playing, that ain't the brother for you.
Con.
Because you're going to be respectful to your wife and love your wife. And she will return that love. God.
Anybody else? Question, comment, concern? No, nobody else. I know there's any class going on.
This is a beautiful lesson in the spirit. I thank you for bringing it out, Tawada.
God, the water, man, that's the Most High, man. But with all the things that we go through, especially when we out there bringing out the word, man, you know, sometimes our sisters just need, we praise our sisters a lot, but, you know, sometimes they do need to get the correction. And, you know, just hope and pray that, you know, something good comes of it, and edification comes out of it, man. And I hope they don't think that we was bashing them or making them feel some type of way, or we was trying to hurt their feelings or anything. Right? It's just what the Most High wants. It's just what the Most High wants from you.
Lucky, one precept, and I can't find the actual verse, but it says also, just for edification purposes, for God chastises those who He loves. So, you know, if sometimes we have to deal with a little rebuke from the elders, or, you know, a little chastisement to get correct and following the laws and following, you know, behind Yahweh, He also said that the love of God is to keep the commandments. So, you know, if as a husband or, you know, a leader in the household, you do your best to establish those laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, it's something that it might sound sometimes like a little rebuke, or it might sound sometimes like chastisement, but that's actually the love of God. It's to to be able to correct your wife, your children, and lead the household in that manner so that they follow through. And as you just read in Ecclesiastes, to keep the commandments. So, I just think it's, again, a beautiful lesson, and that's something that I wanted to add. Sorry, I couldn't find precepts off the top of my head.
The water.
All right, I was on a call Tuesday, and I was asking for the brother in DC or DMV that has the DMV camp that nobody could give me his number. Anybody on the call might have his number?
You talking about Brother Yakatas?
Yes, sir. Block you.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I get in touch with him through Messenger because I don't know. You can't really call him because it don't work. So I go through Messenger and FaceTime him.
When you see Messenger, the only page I was able to find was, I think it was the Brewery page. I got the only page I was able to find. I couldn't find the like that.
I didn't understand the words you said. Sound like somebody in the car. I didn't understand.
If you can go on his Facebook, it's Shar Yakatas, and message him from there. You really, it's Shar Yakatas. SHARYAQATAZ. SHARYAQATAZ.
Tawada.
Now, I am the bar. Anybody else got any questions, comments on the lesson at hand? Any precepts they want to bring out? Go ahead, Elder.
Powerful lesson. And I just wanted to say with our females that Willie Lynch has done a tremendous job, you know what I mean, with the psychological warfare, and letting and pretending to put the women, not pretending, but actually putting the woman over the man to take away the family structure. So a lesson like this is very necessary. As you're saying, the same situation, the only people that was fucking up this Sabbath was the women. You know what I mean? Esau's agreeing with everything that was coming out. The word of God is very different. If somebody mute their phone. So, regardless of what we're going to lesson out, just be aware. If anybody hasn't read Willie Lynch lesson, read that, understand it. I mean, it was taught for over and over. Every chance they got, that they implemented that to our people. But we're at a level where before we weren't allowed to read. Now we can read. So we just lost the time. Not that you got to read and understand and realize context to the Bible. I just want to say that. Powerful lesson.
The water. Is Ariella on or Anyanya?
Let me hit him up.
Con.
I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to get in touch with him.
Con. That's all right. I know Thursday night class be like long, but unfortunately I gotta get up in the morning at 6 a.m.
Con, nobody else can take over? Whoa.
At 6 a.m. Can anybody else take over for a little bit or for a while? Got a lesson that they can bring out?
I want to this pen. I just wanted to a lot of people, mainly in especially Detroit, kind of confused about the Gentiles.
Got a lesson that they can bring out?
All right, Jordan, you want to?
Sorry, I can't hear you. What you say?
The Gentiles. We got about the Gentiles. Who's that again? First?
Penuel,
Oh, Penuel, Shalom. Wow.
Shalom.
So the difference between the Israelite Gentile and the other nations.
Which Gentile you talking about, Penuel?
It's like a lot of people think that all Gentiles only means non-Israelites, and I know that's not true. So it's like after a scripture, it's like you can't convince them, and I do have the Compact Bible Dictionary, and I did run into an issue once I was out there, but I knew it. It just I didn't have enough time to present it to him because it was like I guess sometimes they just want to say what they want to say and they want to leave. So I got to understand that that's not a real conversation. But a quick way to let them know that the Israelites, some Israelites are considered as Gentiles as well.
Kasaj, you want? Can you answer this question or not? I gotta go get my daughter.
All right, time. All right, go to 2 Maccabees 6th chapter. Salakia, did you still want me to read, or you have another reader? Yeah, can you still read? And if anybody's like outside in their car, it sounds like there's a lot of wind in the background. Can you mute your phone? I believe that's you. It's whoever that is. Might have a drop top, the window roll down. You mute your phone. So let's go to 2 Maccabees 6, verse 6.
2 Maccabees 6 and verse 6. And a man could neither keep the Sabbath nor observe the feast of the fathers, nor so much as confess himself to be a Jew.
So the issue was, in our captivity, it was life or death in the situation. So if we kept the Sabbath, we kept the feast days, it could get dark. So a lot of our people, conformed to the Gentiles. We're supposed to be separate people. We're supposed to be holy. We're not supposed to be like everybody else. Now they haven't, for the most part, a lot of brothers can end up in prison. We're on Esau's FBI watch list. Shalom. And things can go left. This time they're killing us. And you gotta keep in mind, if it goes trouble, it's supposed to be a time like no other. So it's gonna be worse. You know what I mean? But let's keep going to verse 7.
For the temple was filled with riot, and the revelings by the heathen.
That's like chapter 6, verse 7. 2 Maccabees,
verse 7. I'm sorry. Salakia. And on the day of the king's birth, every month, they were led along with bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus came, they were compelled to go in procession in honor of Bacchus, wearing wreaths of ivy. And there went out a decree to the neighboring Greek cities by the suggestion of Ptolemy that they should observe the same conduct against the Jews and should make them eat of the sacrifices. And that they should slay such as did not.
Slakia. So if you read it from the King James version, it's different wording, but it's pretty much the same thing. You gotta understand, this time eating of sacrifices. This is of the nation that they're not eating clean foods. They're not doing what the Most High requires. Being used to living like them. Our ancestors were used to living like them. So go ahead. You read verse 8 again.
And there went out a decree to the neighboring Greek cities by the suggestion of Ptolemy that they should observe the same conduct against the Jews and should make them eat of the sacrifices.
So we're going off, because these Greeks are, they eat anything. You know what I'm saying? Esau eat anything. You know what I mean? Hold where you're at and go to St. Matthew's 15 and 24.
Matthew 15 and 24. And it reads, but he answered and said,
I was not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So that's the Gentiles. You know, we'll get deeper into the 10 tribes and everything, but the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the one, he didn't have to come here to save the ones of us that were following the laws and doing what they were supposed to. He wanted to get the lost sheep, you know what I'm saying, the ones that strayed away. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the Gentiles, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, from Genesis to Revelation, he's talking about these other nations like they're nothing. You know, he even says that several times. You know what I mean? But they're less than nothing. You know what I mean? In Isaiah, he says, in Ezra, they're like spittle. You know what I'm saying? It was dropping with bucking. You know what I mean? So every time when he's saying like, you know, I'm coming to save the Gentiles or, you know, lost sheep out of Israel, that's our people. It was never about them. In Revelation, it talks about the 12 groups and the 12 tribes. Okay, so, you know, 12 gates for the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not Moab and Ammon and all that. You know, they're getting a massive destruction right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not being shown on nightly news or even CNN. You know what I mean? Sometimes they put it on, but most times, you know, you got to look out for these prophecies that are going on. You know, the Most High is not with these people. You know, the only thing they can do really is kiss our boots. You know what I mean? And turn their bank account in our bank account. And honestly, that doesn't guarantee them anything. We won't do it. You see what he did to us for centuries. They're gonna have to get that done. You know what I mean? So let's go back to Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees, and read verse 9.
Con, 2 Maccabees 6 and 9.
Con.
And that they should slay such as did not choose to go over to the Greek rites. So the present misery was for all to see. For 2 women were brought up having their children. And these, when they had led them publicly around about the city with the babes hung from their breasts, they cast down headlong from the wall.
That's good. That's good. So if you didn't do what they told you to do, then it's by death. Okay, so we became Gentiles in that aspect. You know, a lot of us, you know, well, a number of us anyway. Some people would rather die than eat that stuff. You know what I mean? Some of us were headstrong into this word. We knew where our power lied, and it wasn't conforming to these other nations. You know what I'm saying? And we got to deal with that now, and the things that Esau's telling us to do, and you know what I mean? Some people are just going along to get along, but it never helps us. It never helps us. Okay, so let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 24. Because the Most High,
Romans chapter 9, verse 24.
Oh, Slaki. The Most High is watching everything. You know, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So, knowing this, you know, like, I'm just gonna do it for a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like that type energy of conforming to people you're not supposed to conform to is damning. You know what I mean? That's, you know, we're so close to the end right now. It's unbelievable. You know, there's so many people wanted to see what we see. So many people, some of the prophets, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the prophets, a lot of prophets seen this, you know what I mean? They witnessed this as far as through the spirit, but physically we're here. You know, physically we're living this. So with that in mind, you really got to be sharp. You really got to be on point. You know what I mean? And not fall into the traps, because Esau is really good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's the Most High sword, and psychologically, he will tear you down if you're not strong enough. You know what I mean? And for real, you're all strong enough. Everybody that's listening to this is strong enough. You know, because you're here. So it's endurance. You know what I mean? Just like Chief always has his hat, you know what I mean? Endurance. His shirt, endurance. You know, it's like, oh, man, I'm an Israelite, everything's great, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's sweet, the taste is sweet in your mouth, then it turns bitter, like, oh my goodness, I gotta do stuff. You know, I gotta make moves in this world. You know? So you gotta endure. That's important. Endure in this walk. Don't fall into the trap that Esau. You know, he has things set up, his think tanks and his plans, his Agenda 21, Georgia Guidestones, Operation this, Operation that. You know, he has plans on top of plans. What they're missing out, that the Most High is he's 1,000 steps ahead of them. They're giving out reports about. I'm going to get the Gentiles. I wanted to bring this out. They're bringing out reports about the chariot. You know, they're telling Congress. Congress like, well, what are these things? You know what I'm saying? It's really just going to Bible. Get that one out. But they're too smart for their own good. They're like, oh man, we ain't listening to these. Like the higher ups understand that what we're talking about is on point. It's the lower level Edomites and the people that aren't in the know, that don't have the intelligence briefing. They're like, oh, we're not listening to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're talking about. Right. But all we're doing is really reading the Bible. So they got to do the whole 6 months. Everybody's waiting for them to figure out who's in the chariot. And that's our folks. That's our people. You know, when it's our people, for one, let brotherly love continue. Verse 2, paraphrasing, you know, treat everybody good, because, you know, you never know who's an angel. You never know, you might be talking to an angel. You know, we talk about this often in our classes and stuff like that. Like, you look at a brother, sit there and look at a brother and see his sneakers and like, he ain't got no money, he ain't got this, he ain't got that. Look at his haircut, talking about he ain't got this, he ain't got that. That could be a whole angel. Yeah. You know what I mean? You breaking down an angel, and now you realizing he can read your mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, your life goes from fairly good to the bottom of the barrel, like that. And you trying to figure out, you asking God, what I do? You know what I'm saying? You disrespect the people that look like you, of your own nation, just being taught. So the final frontier, I said this before, the final frontier is just, you know, man, you keep the feast days. You grow your beard, you wear your fringes, you do all that, right? But your thoughts is all. You know, you constantly hating on your brother. You constantly hating on your sister. That has to stop, Israel. It's really a time period where you have to aim to be perfect As difficult as that might sound, it's possible when you're following the law, statutes, and commandments. You can do it because you're going to be in front of the judge of judges. You know, you got to worry about the man in the robe that can throw you in jail the rest of your life. You got to worry about the man in white apparel that can kill you and your soul. And he knows everything you're thinking. Your thoughts are very important. All right? I just wanted to bring that out. So let's go to Romans 9, verse 24.
So, I kind of hear you said all I heard was 9 and 24.
Romans
9 and 24. And it reads, even us, whom he also called, not from the Jews only, but also from the Gentiles.
So now he say it like so it's saying, you know, you read that, they're like, oh, see, Jews and Gentiles, see? You know what I mean? I don't know why yo, camp doctrine. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. They camp doctrine. That's a one West. You know, Fox was talking about this yesterday at the New Moon. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about one West doctrine. These dudes be 19, 22 years old and ain't got, by the time One West was popping, you was a twinkle in your father's eye. You weren't even thought of when One West was popping. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So these people that like are so anti-camp would have never knew they were Israelites. It wasn't for camps. Even if somebody that brought you in, reach your phone, whoever that is, please. And whoever even brought you in wasn't part of a camp, they learned from a camp. Pure and simple. So don't fight the hands that feed you. I don't understand. Like people on this right now, like, you know, I'm not part of no camp. Are you listening to H.O.I? I ain't part of no camp. I mean, proud of it. I ain't part of no camp. If you follow our Instagram, if you follow us on Facebook, if you follow us on Twitter, whatever, that doesn't make any sense. You know, we're not worried about you, so what are you hating on us for? That's another thing. It's going to be a point in time when it's going to be a day of judgment. Your thoughts are going to condemn you. Your thoughts are going to be witnesses against you. And here you are, in your mind, in your heart, hating your brother. That's not going to work. I'm going to let you know now. I read the book, and it ain't going to end up good for you. So that's all the camp haters out there. Got to put that out there. So when you read this, you're like, all right, Jews and Gentiles, we're all the same, we're all them, and that's it, right? Let's go to verse 25.
Verse 25.
Go get back now. Meet your phone.
Y'all there?
Shalom, you still there?
Yeah. I thought y'all got quiet for a minute. I thought everybody hung up.
Nah, a couple people got knocked off.
They got mad. You know what I mean? Esau thinks they can stop this. He really can't. And I started talking about camps and Gentiles, and apparently somebody got upset. But we're going to keep on going.
Salakia, I got kicked off the call, Salakia. This was a reader, Brother Yasa.
They kicked me off too. they
I don't know what the whole thing got down right there. You thought wasn't like that. You was talking about. I bring it out. I got the H.O.I. Philly bringing it out, right?
Time.
Yeah, come back, bring it out, man. Bring it out.
God. They got a little mad. You mad? Oh, man. funny. You gotta laugh at him. Matter of fact, hold that 9 and 24, 9 and 25, right? Go to Proverbs 1 and 20.
Salaki, if you're not the reader or the speaker, please go on mute. It's too much background noise. If you're not the reader or the speaker, please go on mute. All right, the water.
You say Proverbs 1 and 26?
1 and 26. Con.
I also will laugh in the day of your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh.
Con. So listen, Esau, the other nations, I know y'all listening. That's why we laughing at y'all, man. Y'all look stupid right now trying to mess up the word of God. You can't do anything. You cannot do anything against the truth, only for the truth. But at the same time, the only thing you can do for the truth is kiss our boots. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, what's funny? For real. You know what I'm saying? If I were you, I would go to the box Cash App and make that joint ring. Go to Chief Eagles Cash App and make that joint ring. That's how I would do. That's the only thing that y'all can do that can help. You understand? You're nothing in the eyes of the Most High. You're a nobody. You're less than nothing. You know what I mean? So you try to take down our YouTube pages, our Instagram pages, and look what's happening. Destruction. 50%. I'm going to get back to that. But 50% of the people that work in the tech industries are Moab. Moab's getting trashed. Cyclones, tornadoes, back-to-back earthquakes. You know it's bad when it's back-to-back. How do you get a back-to-back tornado? How do you get a back-to-back earthquake? Smaller earthquakes, and then you get larger earthquakes. And then after that, you get a bunch of aftershocks. That's what people don't talk about, aftershock. So China gets a 7.3 earthquake, right? And then all of a sudden, every day they get aftershocks. So if the house didn't fall from the big earthquake, it's going to fall from the hundreds and hundreds of aftershocks in a week that you get. And that's the tech industry. That's their home. That's where they from. They don't see that yet. It just didn't connect. Because they think they're over there, not realizing the Most High is saving them for the last. Babylon is getting saved for the last. So everything else you can see on every other in every other country, you're like, damn, they have it bad over there. Oh, America's going to really have it bad. You understand? In India, 400,000 coronavirus cases a day. 4,300 deaths in 24 hours. Think about that. It's only 24 hours. It's only 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. Constant death. And then the next day, 4,000. And then the next day, 4,000. You can't even bury the ones you got. They died so much. Elon was getting killed so much, they couldn't even burn the bodies fast enough. They couldn't even use the parking lot of the morgue to burn the bodies. That's how fast they was getting X'd out of here. And on top of that, they have cyclones, the strongest cyclones to touch India ever. You understand? So I appreciate the you know, y'all listening in and trying to stop the word of God. Dumb. You can't do anything against this. The Most High is way ahead of everything. You understand? He knows what's going to kick us off. He knows he's going to do this. And then all of a sudden, your life goes to it goes to squat. He might, you know what? The thing about the Most High is that he doesn't necessarily have to make your life terrible. He'll make everything around you worse. Your children, your family, your neighbors, your dog, your goldfish. You understand? That's what he does. That's our power. And we go to him all the time. Like after you just kicked me off and kicked everybody else off, I'm gonna pray after that. I keep the law, statutes, commandments. My brothers keep the law, statutes, commandments. Our prayers go to the top. Your prayers are an abomination. You don't keep the law, your prayers are abomination. You turn your ear away from the law, your prayers are abomination. So I want you to keep that same energy, because you think we don't know who you are. And for the most part, we don't. I know who Mark Zuckerberg is. You know what I'm saying? I know the head of these corporations, but the little guy that's hitting the buttons, that's knocking us off, that's spending our accounts and doing all other stuff. What he realizes, through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahushai, he's going to let us know who you are. And then what? Where can you go? You're not going to be able to kill yourself. There's going to be a time period where you can't even kill yourself. People want to die and can't die. That's a revelation. That's the time period we're coming into. You understand? So keep up that same energy. And when you get that earthquake, when you get that tornado, when you get that desolation, you're going to know exactly why. Ain't no accident, ain't no harp, it ain't no, what do they call that? Global warming, global cooling, climate change, the universe, all that other nonsense. Mother Nature, no. It's Yahweh Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahushai. Two powerful names that you don't want no smoke with. Can you read verse 27?
Verse 27. When your fear cometh as a storm, and your calamity cometh on as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall
what version did you have? Do you have the King James Version?
No, that was 1895 with the Apocrypha. King James Version, verse 27, Salakia. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you.
Yeah, so this is what our power does. You know what I mean? Dumb. You worried about, little small stuff. He causes destruction on a grand scale, so you know where it came from. You know who sent it. You know what happens? He's like, oh my God. The first thing they say, you don't even believe in God. Oh my God. You know how many people during 9/11 was praying to God? So now you gonna pray? Now this you gonna do? You gonna pray now? They calling people up. They calling their wife like, oh my God. As soon as the building fell, oh my God. Man, it's a little late for that. So before you get ahead of yourself, I will advise you to stop and backtrack. That's what I would advise you to do. But we read the book. You're not going to do it. You're stupid. You're an idiot. Smart, dumb dudes, man. All these guys got degrees from MIT, University of Pennsylvania, you know what I mean, Ivy League, Yale, and all that, right? But you can't see the writing on the wall. You can't see that. You might read Daniel. Read the writing on the wall. It's gonna get real dark for y'all. Truth be told, it's been getting dark. I'm gonna get to the Gentiles, man. I've got to put this out there, man. It's been getting dark. You people just aren't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? What the Most High does, he'll take you out little by little, one by one, just because he don't want the beasts of the field to multiply against us. That's it. Not because you deserve any respect or anything like that. He just don't want bears to be walking around chewing your dead bodies up while Israelites are still on the planet. That's it. Other than that, you're the walking dead, right? Like Carl and them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Carl walking around. You know what I mean? There's a movie called with Michael J. Fox, The Frighteners. People walking around with numbers on their forehead. That's what I see. I see y'all. I'm like, you about to catch you. You about to catch it, and y'all not paying attention to it. You know, but I'm be the one to let you know. You know what I mean? If you didn't know, your censorship does nothing but get us riled up. And that's a beautiful thing. Because who's going to arouse Judah? Judah don't get mad with nothing, man. It took a man to put his knee on a brother's neck for 9 minutes for Judah to come out of that slumber for 5 minutes and burn this place down. But for the most part, Judah was going up in the Foot Locker. Judah was going up into the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of folly. And of course, Black Lives Matter took over, and had a party in the middle of the street. But keep going, all right? Because when you piss off the men of the Lord, that's when that destruction hits you right in the face, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? Can you read verse 28?
Verse 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So, like Elder Tabak was bringing out yesterday with India, they throwing their idols on the ground. Like, you're not working. Why don't you work? First, before they threw them out, they were yelling at them idols like, why don't you listen to me? How come everybody around me dying of coronavirus? How come this earthquake hit? And then all these aftershocks hit. How come those 2 cyclones came out of nowhere? And we had to, you already got coronavirus, but you got to go all the way across town because a cyclone's coming. People got coronavirus, and then they recovered. Now they got black fungus. Elon don't know what to do. Left, right, up, down, nothing. And here goes 50% of the tech industries is Moab. And Moab, now he got 15 wild elephants going through a city that has 7 million, and they got to evacuate. What are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with one wild elephant? We're gonna shoot it. It's an elephant. He's gonna make it mad. It's gonna charge you and destroy everything you own. So they're not doing nothing with them. So guess what elephants are doing? Whatever they want. They're eating their food. They're gonna drink their water. They ran up in elderly home. They had them elderly Moabites underneath the bed hiding from these elephants. You understand? And they've been wreaking havoc since December, and they hid themselves. They were tracking them, and then they hid themselves. How does the elephant know to hide itself and to hide its tracks? They couldn't even track them. You know that's sent by the Most High. Let's keep going. They had they had what's it called? A marathon. Some of the most elite, strongest Moabites on the planet. Well, yeah, Moabites on the planet in their environment. Because of course, as soon as Judah steps in the building, Benjamin, Levi, you know what I'm saying? The 12 tribes step in the building. They all take a back seat. We all win the Olympics. We all win the awards. You know what I'm saying? We had ice in the hood, skating range. We were the best hockey players too. You understand? So, anyway, these guys are the best marathon runners on the planet. I mean, not Slovakia, in Moabite country, right? So they had this, how many miles? 60 miles or something like that, 20 miles, whatever. It's in rugged terrain, right? The weather was doing good. Everybody's happy. But guess what happened? The Most High said, yo, come on, slow it down. I'm sending a storm over there. And it wasn't just a regular storm. It just didn't rain and stop. That joint was crazy. It went from good weather to terrible weather. And 21 Moabites froze to death. And they had the names. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this was the best best long distance athlete we have in China. Out of billions of people, they got 1.7 billion or something like that. And guess what? He froze to death. And the ones that didn't freeze to death, they wish they were dead because they had frostbite, couldn't stand up, can't walk, sitting in the hospital. That's what the Most High does. You know what I'm saying? 2 back-to-back tornadoes. Where does that happen at? Where can you go? First of all, what does it look like to have a tornado in China? It's not normal. They don't have China. They don't have tornadoes. We got tornadoes in America. Don't have tornado alley, right where the where the Edomites live. They're in Kansas and all that.
Yeah. Last year, them tornadoes was kicking them Edomites' butt.
And came up to Jersey. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the brothers left out of Atlantic City, them tornadoes that normally are on that side, boom, came to the East Coast, all up the East Coast. Remember that? It was in Virginia and New Jersey, on the East Coast. So that happened in Wuhan. Not only did they have coronavirus, not only was Moab crying from the roof, now they had to deal with coronavirus. Salakia. Then they had to deal with 2 tornadoes. And then they had 2 earthquakes, major earthquakes, a 7.3 and I believe like a 6.3, back to back. And they're not getting it that you're messing with us and the Most High is messing with you. That's what happens. You don't read the Bible. I'm saying, I'm going to tell you what's happening. You mess with us, we messes with you. We don't have to know who you are. We know you listening. We know that you following us closely, and you deleting our pages. The Proud Boys page ain't deleted. You understand? You got the Oath Keepers pages aren't deleted, but you delete our page? Say less. Keep up that same energy. And then we're going to get into missing 411 for you Edomites out there that's listening, because we ain't forget about you neither. Can you read verse 29?
Verse 29. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
So y'all, talking about you heathens, you don't want to listen. You think you know it all. You think you're so smart, but you smart dumb dudes. You understand? Pay attention. You can, anybody that's listening now, go type in missing 411 or write that down next to your notes. Missing 411, right? David Politis. And he'll tell you what happened. He doesn't know. He's like, I have no idea what's going on. I'll tell you what happens. Esau says, all right, me and the family, we're going to go to the park. We're going to go to the state park. We're going to camp a little bit, do a little bit of fishing. We're going to have a good time. You know what the Most High says? Come here. Give me your kids. I'll take your kids. Esau be walking with his child. Turn over, hear a noise over there. Look over there. Turn back, and the child's missing. So he said, "Hold on, where's little Jimmy at? Little Jimmy!" Looking around the park. He could have went far. He's 3 years old. I just looked away for a second. So they go around, then they start to set in, like, hold up, this is serious. Little Jimmy's not anywhere around. Let me call the park ranger. Call the park ranger. They call a search party. Hundreds and hundreds of people for days look for Jimmy. And they got dogs that know that Mr. Jacket, his little Jimmy Jacket. The dog just lays down. No, I'm cool. Like, what are you doing? You're $10,000 dog, man. This is your job. Your job is to track. Dog just lays down like, nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm not even gonna do nothing right now. You know what I mean? The spirit of the Most High says, just sit down, chill. And if the dog does come up, he just run around in circles, go up a mountain. You know what I mean? Just put him on a wild goose chase. And guess what? Little Jimmy is never found. And you always have in the back of your mind, like, yo, maybe he's going to come home. Maybe he's going to come home. And somebody got to tell you, like, yo, Lil Jimmy got taken like 4 years ago, man. Lil Jimmy ain't coming back. I'm gonna leave his room just like it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave his socks on the ground just like that. You know, he'll be back. And it's gonna go crazy. They go mad. You know what I mean? But they don't get the fact that they stole our children. They don't get the fact that they ripped cut our woman's belly open and stomped on the baby as they lynched her. They don't realize that God has a plan for them. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. He's not playing. He wasn't playing with us. So what the heck do you think he's gonna do to y'all? And that's just quick stuff. You know what I mean? Little stuff. But check out Missing 411. That's serious business. And that's what happens. That's what goes down. In these state parks. They don't even keep a record because the government knows what's going on. But the government don't want to scare your average Edomite. Let's go to Psalms. We got these little, something's wrong with these people. I'm gonna come back with the Gentile. I ain't done with that, but you're gonna knock me off. I'm gonna tell you about yourself a little bit. Let's go to Psalms 2nd chapter. All right. They think it's still a game. I don't know what world they living in, but this is all serious business with us. You know. So Psalms 2:1, you got to bring it out.
Yes, God. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, why you mad, bro? What you mad for? Because the Most High will snatch your children right from under your nose. And I don't want to go. I want you to think that people are that they never find him. Sometimes they do find little Jimmy. Little Jimmy be on top of a mountain. No way a 2-year-old can go 15 miles in 2 days and get on top of a mountain. With his sneakers are fine. You know what I mean? He's not walking through jagged rain. He's not going through the swamp. He just found 11 miles somewhere, and guess what? Jimmy didn't make it. Poor Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? And when the coroner finds him, guess what? They don't even know how he died. That's another thing. Whoa, hold up. How did this happen? Little Jimmy is dead, and we don't even know what happened. So then now they even go even more crazy. You understand? And then they want to find answers, but no, you don't need no answers. We need answers for it. You mad, bro? None of y'all should be here. What are you doing in Gad's land? This is where Gad was posted up. Taught you how to farm. Taught you how to survive. You come over here with smallpox and colds and every other type of disease. You know what I mean? And you're still here. There's no reason why you should still be here. So off top, you feel, oh no, my last name is Kabikowicz. You know, I didn't have any slaves and all that. So what? Why are you here? But now you mad because you realize you stepped on Gilmore's property, and the Most High don't play no games. That's not his job in the play. His job is judging. He made us. He made your dusty behind. And you bucking up against him? You bucking up against his chosen? Are you stupid or what, man? But now you get mad. But you can just take all your madness, everything that you have, put it in the sack, and give it to somebody who needs it. Because I don't see any Israelites gonna shed no tears off y'all, other than those when was Kid Doctor? When was Kid Doctor? All y'all dudes is just really upset because your little white girlfriend can't make it, or your Moabite girlfriend can't make it. That's it. That's it. Or you can't smoke. You know what I mean? As soon as you know you come to the camp high, like, yo, man, you gotta go home and get yourself together. You want to just stay in your sin. You know what I mean? All you other camp dudes, man, look, a lot of brothers just smoke. They smart enough not to do it now because the Most High gonna kill you. But you come at his chosen that tried to tell you to do the 5 laws, statutes, commandments, you're a dumb too. All right? And just like Nat Turner said, yo, who wants to make it? 1,000 people stood up. Who's willing to do anything? Only like 800 people stood up, 200 people sat down. He said, yo, get them 200 people out of here. Y'all have 200 people. Now, don't get me wrong, we ain't gonna touch you. Most High got you. But when he gives that order, you're gonna have to answer to everything you said, trust and believe. Disrespecting brothers, coming on pages trying to argue people down, why don't you debate me? Because we ain't got time to be dealing with fools. Dumb. But we on the heathens right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all small potatoes. Y'all 2/3. Y'all gonna catch a bad one as soon as these spiritual powers hit. Okay? You read the next verse 2.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
So y'all just swear, you know what I'm saying? The kings of the earth, y'all know everything, and you have counsel together. But what you don't understand is the Most High is giving us messages. You can sit there in the room, in a little smoky room, with your round table, you know what I mean, drinking your $1,000 million Cavassier or whatever it is y'all drink, and think oh, we're going to do this to them, we're going to do that to them, you ain't going to know. Brothers is having dreams, visions, sisters having dreams and visions. We see what y'all doing. Ain't nobody stupid. You stupid. You don't have no spiritual discernment, nothing. Third eye blind. Calcified third eye. Even if it's not calcified and you don't drink fluoride and everything like that, your melatonin level, your melanin, it's just not there. You can't even sit in the sun and get no vitamin D. You sit in the sun, you get cancer. What part of the game is that? And you got a problem with us? You want to kick us off the line? Man, you bumped your head, man. Listen up. Never mind. Can you go to verse 14. Oh, sure.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
Just laughing at y'all. Do you know what the Lord and the angels snatch up your little Jimmy? You can't find him. Where's Jimmy at? They laughing. Playing kickball with Jimmy. You understand? Where do you think little Jimmy goes? I'm talking about when you look at Missing 401, he has 8 books full of missing people. Guess what? 99% of them is Esau and other nations. Jay ain't getting snatched up. I mean, don't get me wrong. 2/3 is shooting down 2/3. I don't know whatever city y'all listening in. I'm pretty sure it's bad because it's bad in Philadelphia. You know, 2/3, 2/3, and like my aunt Urine, I was bringing it out. You know what I mean? With Eve, you better get it together because you got to. It's like the children. He'll take your children out in a heartbeat. Most High knows that if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then what's your child gonna grow up and do? You're not reading to them. You're not teaching them nothing. You're not following the law, that's commandment. You just walk by the camp like we out there for fun. It be freezing. It be too hot outside. It's never comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Hardly a comfortable temperature. We out there sweating, out there freezing. And you just walk by us like we just talking nonsense. And then a week, a month, a year later, your son gets shot. Your daughter gets shot, and a straight bullet. Oh, she wasn't even doing nothing. Yeah, because the mama wasn't doing nothing either. That's too deep for the dum-dum. It sounds like you're just being mean, but it's reality. So God ain't worried about you like you think he is. If you're not going to him, then you're expendable. He's in the clouds. He's in the heavens. We can't even get up there. You can't even look at the sun without your eyes burning. That's just one star in a huge universe. And he made all this. And you think you're so damn important walking by the camp and you know, disrespecting brothers, you know, putting your earphones in and stuff like that. Nah, man. Most High will laugh at you. Do not disrespect. All right? So, okay. I got that up. You know what I mean? Let's go back. Let's go back to Romans 9 and 25. Oh, God. Romans 9 and verse 24. Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. John, you read 25. As he saith also in Asi, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. So, we say OC, they're like, all right, you got to ask them, you know what I mean? What does that mean? A lot of people don't understand that that is talking about Hosea. So we go to Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. All right. Let's see. Hosea, the book of Hosea, chapter 10 and verse 1. 1 verse 10. 1 verse 10. Verse 10. Lakia. The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured, nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. Okay, so the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. You know what I mean? The place where it says, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said to them, Ye are the sons of the living God. So who's the Gentiles? The children of Israel. So you can back that up. Romans 9 and 24, Romans 9 and 25, and Hosea 1 verse 10. Okay. Also, let's keep going. Okay. Oh, Charlotte. Let's go to 1 Peter's 2. All right, verse 2 and verse 9. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. John. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that they should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. So when people say like, look, that's us, they're talking about the heathens and other nations. See, we weren't people. No, man, you're not involved in this. You're nowhere near a royal priesthood. You're nowhere near a holy nation. I mean, just take a step back and think objectively and go outside and think. Not go outside physically, but just think. You know what I mean? If you, I don't like to say this without the Bible. It's nothing without the Bible. But look on TV, your job, outside, your neighbors, if you got any, that you know what I mean, different nations and this and the third. Who are these people that are so holy in a royal priesthood, who are actually trying to reach a level of royalty, actually trying to please the Most High God? It's us. It's us. It's not the Africans. It's not the so-called Africans, rather. It's not the so-called Japanese. How about the Japanese said we're not allowed to say Black Lives Matter, or put up a fist, or do anything during the Olympics that seems to be a sign of protest. They said we're not allowed to do that. Well, what the Most High do? The Most High sent them a nice, healthy coronavirus wave right when the Olympics are going to start. To the point where 10,000 volunteers quit. That's what our power does. Oh, we can't protest? We can't say that Black Lives Matter, even though we have no affiliation with no Black Lives Matter. But you know what they're saying? They're pretty much saying, we don't want to hear about your oppression. But of course, Asian lives, stop Asian hate, and all that is going to be popping in the Olympics. They ain't say nothing about that. You watch the commercials over there in Japan. You see they got some whiskey called nigga whiskey from the hood over there in Japan. They ain't cool with us. They ain't our friends. They're not trying to be our friends. So them not being a friend to us is the enemy to the Most High. So all that money, and what was that, CBS or what, NBC? I know it was NBC said we're going to have ourselves Olympics. Too much money was paid so far. So that's a beautiful thing. You're going to have people sending their Olympic athletes over there to that coronavirus-stricken nation. Going to be getting sick. It's going to come out. They're going to be putting it on social media like, yo, I'm the best gymnast in the world from Uzbekistan or whatever like that. And now I can't even get out of bed. I'm sick. Japan's going to have to eat that. And then what else is going to happen then? Then they're going to take the other countries and like, oh, hold up. You're the best fencer or I don't know, whatever sport they playing in the Olympics. Oh, you got to come back. You got to come back. So that Olympics going to just crumble, and everybody's going to laugh at Japan. They should have shut their mouth. You know what I mean? Don't come at us. And that's why they get punched on all crazy. I thought Moab and Ammon were you watch those movies, they going wild, jumping in the air, doing 30 flips, doing some Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li type punches and splits and hitting dudes and all that other stuff, fighting 10 dudes. But in reality, you got people just walking up, punching them in the face, they still on the ground, start crying, call the cops. I thought y'all was tough. What happened? And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they say, hold up, we got a bill for y'all. We got millions of dollars for y'all. Joe Biden tripped up the steps 3 times. He can't even go. The wind blew his behind down. Running to Atlanta. Oh no, we got six Asians got smoked in a harlot house. He thought knew what he was doing. He's like, man, I go there all the time. They give me happy endings. I want to know myself. They was massaging a lot of stuff in that parlor. And the Most High put the spirit on him, smoked them. And immediately they get money and a bill just for them. So, we realize that we're the so-called enemies of the state. We get nothing. We get no reparations. Joe Biden came over and talked at Tulsa, Oklahoma, the massacre over there. He had a speech, and he had this weird look on his face. He had a weird look on his face, like he didn't know what was going on. Like, oh, this is crazy. I had no idea that this happened. He knew. He just don't care. Kamala knew. They just don't care. So when the Most High had her Air Force Two land again. Had to go back to the base because it almost crashed. She said we was in there praying. This happened like 2 days ago. We was praying. I'm sure you were. Your prayers are abomination though, so I don't know who he was praying to. Whatever Hindu god she's into. Because she don't even see herself as Eve thinks she's the first black vice president. She says, look, I'm Asian. All right. She comes from a long line of Edomites that were one of the largest slave owners over there in the West Indies. You understand? So-called West Indies. I believe Jamaica, right? And on the other side of the family, Indian. She ain't got nothing to do with y'all ninjas. But Eve was so happy. Yes, girl, we did it. We ain't do nothing. Because we're still getting smoked in the ghetto, getting kicked out of our house due to gentrification. So-called gentrification, call it what it is. It's genocide, just like they did to the so-called Native Americans. They kicked them out of their land. You know, you can't go to a homeless shelter. That's taxed. So what you going to do? Where you going to go? You know, they can see what's going on. The writing's on the wall. That's why we have to go to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Mashiach Yahushua, so he can destroy these people. You know, he's the one to destroy these people. Don't forget, let's go to let's go to Genesis 49. We're at the end of this thing. All right? We're going to start at verse 1.
Genesis 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So this is how powerful the Most High God is. He will tell you what's going to happen in the last days in the beginning. That's how far ahead he is. That's how advanced he is. And these people really think we got this Star Wars program so we can knock things out of the sky, knock the chariots out of the sky. Ronald Reagan, what would life be like if we all got together in an alien threat? What are you going to do, Ronald Reagan? Well, first of all, he's gone. Once I took him off the planet, you know what I mean? Nancy Reagan, get him out of here, right? But he's talking to the United Nations like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get these chariots out of here and all that. Come on, man. That's how proud these devils are. He's talking about the end and the beginning. He knows the day, second, time stamp. As soon as the thought comes across his mind that we're going to do this and we're going to do that, he's a billion steps ahead. All right? Can you read verse 2?
Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
So, like it says in Zephaniah, gather together. You know? Nation not desired. Doesn't say camp not desired. Doesn't say individual life not desired. Nation. We're the nation. We're the children of Israel. The most important people on the planet. The divide and conquer strategy, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? But if you fall into that trap, that's on you. You know? Tell y'all, don't do it. Don't have no hate. I don't got no hate for any of them other camps. Because in a heartbeat, they can repent. I repent, my bad. I apologize. But you still hating them. You still thinking that, they going off. Them dudes going off. They're like, nah, I repented. And they in the kingdom of heaven, and you're not. Because you got hate for them. You got set up. You know what I'm saying? You put that stumbling block in front of you, and you trip. You know? We're at the end of this thing. You know what I mean? You trip, you better get your behind back up. That's what DMX said. DMX said, you fall, you better get back up. You fall on your head, you fall on your head, get back up. You understand? And DMX not here right now. DMX got the word. DMX was out there in ATL,
right? He got the word. He got the message from powerful speakers, powerful elders in HOI. And you got to hearken. Boom. All right. No, you know what I mean? He said, yo, Lord, give me a sign. There's your sign. Multiple signs. Multiple brothers are bringing out the word for you. If you fall, you better get back up. Do not play with this thing. Do not play with this truth. The whole world is waiting to figure out who's in them chariots. You know. I know. That's our folks. And what happens when the whole world figures that out? Everybody will be looking like, damn, my bad. I ain't mean to disrespect y'all when I was bringing out the word. Okay. Now you ain't mean to disrespect us. That's going to be like a first 48 interrogation. You know what I'm saying? First 48. Like, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, man. Oh, my God. Can I talk to my mother? Can I talk to my mother? I just want to hug her. I just want to hug her. Oh, now you upset. And that's why they be sitting there laughing at him through the screen like, oh, you upset now. Now that you know you about to never get out of prison. Now you sorry. So the whole world's going to get that what's it called, that gas face. You know what I'm saying? Catch the vapors. Looking hella dumb. You messing with the Most High's chosen. Is the touch not my anointed. Do my saints no harm. But they still ain't getting it. But that's all good. Let's go down to verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. You know what? And the thing about Judah, man, like, a lot of Judites living here in America, we ain't got two nickels to rub together for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Paycheck to paycheck, living in the ghettos across America, you know, brothers in homeless shelters. People ain't got a place to go, place to stay, you know. We being sustained, brothers are being sustained by the Most High, Most High willing, you know what I'm saying, right? But with that, our other brothers, like South America, you know, people, our folks in Venezuela, Cuba, right now, Iran's delivering military equipment to Venezuela and possibly Cuba, right? So they got air forces, they got military, they got ground troops, weapons, they got all that. Judah, we in the belly right now. We literally in the belly of the beast. And we give this devil hell every chance we get. What? You the devil. Mike Allen would say, you the devil, you the devil, you the devil. In Detroit. And that devil ran down the street like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that to me. Ran down the street. Oh man, I ain't laughed so hard in a minute, man. Every time I think about that, it cracks me up. You know? So the end times, we might be, you know, going through it, right? But we have to neck our enemies. And they know what happened. They know what this is. That's why they knocked down our pages. That's why they kicked us off conference calls. They kicked me off Facebook yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, my live or whatever. During the new moon, they know what time it is. But we got to know what time it is. All of us collectively. You know, I can't, you know, if other camps aren't on the same page with us, that's fine. As long as they keep the law, statutes, commandments, let them do them. Okay? That's all I have. But we have to be on point. Like Yuri and I was bringing out, our women have to be on point. You know? It's very, very, very important. Very important for our women to be on point. Okay? And pray for the brothers out there. Pray for your children. And pray constantly. Pray without ceasing. What else you gonna do? You gotta go to work. While you at work, pray. You wake up in the morning, pray. You go to sleep, pray before you go to sleep. So it's constantly. And constantly asking the Most High to destroy this place. Because he's doing it.
Once I get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Keep this going. Keep it all going. Speed it up. Public sharp. Yeah, you know, I don't want to you ask. You're dealing with the Most High God, right? Can you read verse 9?
Khan, Judah is a lion's whelp. From thy prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Yo, that's the key. No, you leave it at that. That's the key. Y'all need to get mad. Anybody see Network? That movie Network? That's a pretty good movie that has you know, every now and then, you know, of course, you don't have to tell you what's going on. But that movie, he was like a network commentator, whatever, anchor, and he was telling the truth. People started respecting that, right? But he said, look, first you got to get mad. You can't be happy here. Look what's going on. A 6-year-old young boy. You know what I'm saying? One of our brothers in the nation, right? 6 years old, got shot by a mobile in Detroit. That gotta get you mad. That happened before the new moon. We had to go into the new moon hearing that. If that don't get you mad, I don't know what to do for you. Stop taking the Prozac, right? The fluoride that Esau gives you. Stop smoking weed. It makes you docile. I'm cool. I ain't even mad, man. Like, I'll be, you know what? I'm going to do something about it tomorrow. That's that weed spirit. I'm going to do it tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow never comes because it's always today. You got to get mad, man. You got to take that. Stop taking stuff to calm you down. Get mad, get angry, and then go to the Most High. That don't mean go pick up a pistol or do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you did do that, right? I'm not saying anybody to do it. If you did do that, how many people you think you're going to take out? 1, maybe 5? You go to the Most High, he will destroy an entire country for you. He will move literal mountains for you. And you know what? That's when you realize, hold on, man, this ain't no joke. Can you give me Psalms 112, 8?
Psalm chapter 12 and verse 8.
No, 112.
112, I apologize. Sorry, yeah. Psalm chapter 112 and verse 8. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he sees his desire upon his enemies. And that's when you're going to be like, yo, you mean he's listening to me? Yes, he's listening to you. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Don't think he's not listening to you. Don't think he'll have angels sitting right by you. You are never alone. You might be in a room by yourself right now. Look around you. You're not alone. You follow the law, statutes, commandments, you have angels around you. If you're not, and you're not even trying, you got demons around you. It's either one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Because when corruption comes in, the spirit leaves. Man, I ain't messing with this dude. Hold up. You mess with me. And now the demon got you, thinking all types of crazy stuff. You got to surround yourself with angels. You pray, angels take that message to the Most High, and business gets taken care of. Just because it doesn't happen overnight, it might happen overnight, but if it doesn't happen overnight, just wait. Like, hold up, he gonna curse me? Nah, I told you to do this. You ain't do that. Dang, man, I told you that 2 days ago. Most High, like, yeah, all right. But when it does happen, when you put whatever, heathen nation or whatever, bothering you, giving you a hard time, you go to the Most High. And he takes
care of business. And when you see it happen, yeah, you're probably going to be scared, to be honest with you. Because you know why? It's going to be national news. Forget that. International news. Russia Today's talking about it. Al Jazeera is talking about it. All these, people, France 24, all these nations, South China news, they're all talking about it. Your prayer got answered, and you know it was your prayer that got answered, and the whole world's talking about it. First time that happens, yeah, you might be a little, it might blow you back a little bit. All right, hold up. All right, let me really start getting my thoughts together. Let me really start getting my life together. I'm going to have to clean this thing up. Because Most High not playing. He's listening. But then, like, the third time, fourth time, fifth time, you're going to realize this is what it is. These words are true. He says to give you your enemies will be your footstool. Paraphrasing. When he says that, he means that. It ain't no joke. All right, third, fourth time, fifth time it happens, you like, yeah, all right, mess with me now. Now you're not thinking about getting your ratchet and doing this and doing all that carnal stuff. You ain't got to. God takes care of things. Earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes. Right now you have a 4,000-mile plume of this Sahara Desert coming over here to the United States. The same direction as our ancestors on the slave ships. The Most High not playing, man. He's giving you signs. He's giving you signs. What today? Today was a solar eclipse. You kidding me? Pay attention, Israel. Today was a solar eclipse. 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago, it was a lunar eclipse. Within weeks, a super blood moon, a lunar eclipse, and now it's a solar eclipse. Signs in the sky, signs in the heavens. He's not playing. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Amos. Amos chapter 5, and you start at verse 20. All right, this is serious business, y'all. No games being played. Don't go to sleep and forget. Like, oh, that was a cute lesson they had last night. All right, let me just go back to doing this and the third. No, this is all systems go. Warrior time. You know what I'm saying? Biden know what time it is. When the lights go out, ain't gonna be no 911. Ain't gonna be no ambulance coming to nowhere. This whole place is gonna be destroyed. People gonna be tearing this place up left and right. So now it's time to really get it together mentally, to see things you've never seen before, to experience things you never thought you experienced. You know what I mean? Like the Bigfoot's a myth. All right. So he's walking down Main Street. You know what I mean? There's so many things out there that you think are made up, off man, and like it's stuff that that somebody was drunk. He's talking about. It's real stuff out here, and it's spiritual. The reason why you don't see it on CNN and MSNBC is because they're scared to death. Because the minute the light changes, the snap, and it's go, it's vengeance. He made certain animals and beasts and spirits for vengeance. That's it. That's all they're here for. So the minute he says go, they go. You gotta be willing to. You gotta be not willing. You gotta be able to see things and continue on and keep moving. All right. Let's go with Amos chapter 5 verse 20.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
So when you talking about, oh man, I can't wait for the end of days. Listen, man, what's the end of days for you? Are you keeping the law, statutes, commandments? Are you constantly thinking about the Most High God? Are you constantly praying? Are you constantly on your repentance game? Or are you just viewing it sometimes? Oh, Sabbath class. Let me just tune in, black out my screen, take a note, and then go back to live my life as I normally do, like the Christian way. Do you pray constantly? Do you pray without ceasing? Or do you say, thank God for my food, all right, bye? Do you pray when you wake up, immediately when you wake up, or do you check your phone? Like my aunt, Cole was talking about. Y'all go straight to Facebook. You wake up, go straight to Facebook. No, man, you better wake up and go straight to the Most High, the maker of Facebook, the maker of the internet, the maker of all things, and say, thank you for waking me up. Because if you went to sleep for 6 hours, almost 60,000 people did not wake up. The time you go to sleep, you think you take it for granted. The time you go to sleep, 60,000 people, a little bit under, give or take, did not wake up across the world, across the globe. They're worm food. They're in the dirt. And you woke up like, I gotta go to work today. Man, this is ridiculous. My life, woe is me, woe is me. But each one of them people, them 60,000, would trade their life for yours in a heartbeat. They could have been a billionaire, and they would immediately say, all right, I want to go back. I want to be where he's at. But you taking advantage, or she's at, but you just like, all right, I guess. Here we go, another Monday. Get a case of the Monday. Man, you gotta be thankful you woke up. You gotta praise the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach. I was shot. Thank you for giving me another day. And please let my family wake up. You know what I'm saying? Let the people that I love and love me wake up. And if you wake up and everybody, you call them up and they woke up today, man, that's a beautiful day. That starts off the day. You know what I mean? For real. And all the stuff you've been through. You know what I mean? You gotta understand the stuff you've been through is making you who you are. He's turning you into a perfect person. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting vexed right now, you're going through you get stung by the hornet. That's the Most High. Like, all right, come on, let's get it together. Let's get it together. You an Israelite that knows the truth? He's trying to figure it out. Why is he doing to me? Why am I feeling this way? You know what I'm saying? He's refining you like gold through the affliction. He's happy. He's proud. You know, all praise the Most High. Like, I trust me, I get it. When you're going through it, it don't feel that way. You understand? But you got to know why he's doing it, whipping you into shape. Okay? So count it all joy. You know what I mean? Count it all joy. Write that down. Count it all joy. I feel like all joy, but you're still here. And we're closer than you can ever believe. You know what I mean? Somebody told me today, or somebody, he commented on Facebook like, yeah, I put up the, we had a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse in 2 weeks of each other. He's like, yeah, this stuff happens. When, my dude? Give me a date. Tell me when that happened last. And then, after you told me the date, answer me this. Did North Korea have nuclear weapons done? Exactly. North Korea has the biggest nuclear weapon on the planet. Kim Jong-un and his crazy sister. They ready to blow some stuff up. They be throwing all types of shots over top of Japan. Stay throwing shots over Japan. Report came out like the other day that South Korea stays calling North Korea every morning. Every morning they call him. Because don't forget, his sister blew up the liaison building. Where they're supposed to come together and talk about their problems. They said, man, we ain't trying to talk. And they blew up the building. And there's nothing nobody can do about it. Was America going to bomb them? America bombs North Korea. North Korea destroys South Korea, which has a whole bunch of Americans down there in their base. They bomb they bomb the life out of Japan, and they bomb the life out of Hawaii, and they bomb the life over the west coast of America. That's why you can't touch North Korea, and North Korea knows that. They got a nice little a little pocket rocket. You thinking they by themselves? No. North Korea ready to act up. It's never been like this. You know, America is telling Iran, yo, you better turn back. You better not give Venezuela or Cuba any of them military equipment. You know what Iran said? All right, do something about it, though. You're not going to do nothing. We're going to do this, and I dare you to do something. So if America touches those warships on their way to Venezuela, on their way to Cuba, what's going to happen in the Middle East? You tell me. What's going to happen to Israel? You tell me. What's going to happen to Saudi Arabia? You tell me. None of this stuff is normal. It's not normal. This is biblical. All right? So that day, it can get real dark real soon. That stuff can happen tonight. America does something they ain't got no business doing to that Iranian warship. Trust and believe it's going to be a response. It's already a response. They ain't even touch it yet, but Iranian proxies, you know, Iran uses their young bulls to handle business, right? Those proxies have bombed Baghdad airport. Well, the airport Slovakia or military military base, and there was injuries. They didn't think casualties; they said injuries. The injuries could turn to casualties overnight. Why? Because a bomb hit them. An injury, you fall on your step. I hurt my leg. I hurt my arm. If a bomb hits you, it's a little bit more than an injury. It's like, all right, my arm's off. You know what I'm saying? My leg, my knee down is off, but I'm still alive for now. That's the type of injuries that happen when bombs go off, when missiles hit bases. So Iran, they bombed 2 military bases within the same day, yesterday. What happened today? I don't know. I didn't even check. But is America going to respond? They know they don't have a leg Iran because Iran runs the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is scared of Iran. If it wasn't for America, Iran probably would have bombed Saudi Arabia a long time ago. In fact, they did. They sent a whole bunch of armed drones down there. Everything's happening so fast, I'm not sure. But what did Saudi Arabia do? Nothing. Yo, don't do that again, man. That's the time period we live in. All right, can you read verse 21?
Verse. Repeat again the verse. I'm sorry. It's Amos chapter 5, verse 21. Verse 21. Khan Salakia. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So look, like in Tobit quotes that as well. And you look at it with our new moon that came up yesterday that we celebrated. Happy new moon, everybody. We had to get the report that a 6-year-old got shot by a Moabite. You know, and not only did he get shot, okay, that happens. Okay, I mean, you know, it's nothing to, you know, we don't like it, but that happens. Okay, we get shot. The sword is swinging, and the Most High not playing. But on top of that, the Moabite got a $10,000 fine. He's out of prison. He's out of jail. How did that happen? You get caught with a bullet, one bullet, and a tray bag of weed. Hopefully nobody's walking around with tray bags of weed on them. You know what I'm saying? But if you get caught with a bullet and tray bag of weed, your bail is $150,000. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make sure you sit. But a Moabite tried to hit young Jake with a sledgehammer. He
running because he's fast. You know how Jake, whoop, dipped him. He pulled out a gun and shot him. You know what I'm saying? You get caught with a Tylenol and ain't got no label on it. You're not getting, oh no, you're not getting no bail. You got to sit here. In fact, your bail's $300,000 for carrying a Tylenol. That's the nonsense. So Moab shot him, and 9 times out of 10, it was Esau as the judge that let him out on a $10,000 bond. He's out of jail. And the crazy part is, out of jail? You mean everybody knows that he's out of jail? This is Detroit. All them gangsters in Detroit realize he's out of jail. And he's sitting home just minding his own business, living life. That's what we do. That's why nobody respects us. Because you walk around, Jake looks at you in the eye, or you look at Jake for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, matter of fact, let me get that Deuteronomy 28:54. You look at Jake for 5 minutes, or 95 minutes, 5 seconds longer than you should, or so he feels you should. You might even think that he looks familiar. Homie looks familiar. He's like, yo, what you looking at? You got Tom. He pulls out a gun, broad daylight, and will shoot you in the face. But when a Moabite shoots Jake, I'm sure in a Jake neighborhood, he's, what are you doing living there? Moab shoots you, and then he gets bonded out and goes home and gets to sip his green tea and watches Kung Fu flick. That racist, that said Kung Fu flick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Whatever you watch, don't kick us off live, Esau, Moab. You understand? So, and then what happens? Nothing. He walks around the neighborhood and everybody's scared of him. Yo, that's the fool that was shot, young boy. Ain't nobody even gonna check him? Yo, my man, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. What you mean you all right? You know what I'm saying? You check me in a heartbeat. You check your brother in a heartbeat. Yo, where you from? I live right down the street. What? You getting loud? You know what I'm saying? So whatever you say is not even, it don't matter what your answer is. It's going to be a problem because I don't like you. Jake do that to Jake all the time. But as soon as another nation jump, pop, fly with our kids, flock it. Not kids, but the kid is a baby goat. With our children. We pop, fly with our children, and we good. We all right. We fine. Nah, I ain't going to mess with you. I'm on probation, man. I can't even be doing nothing, man. I'm on parole, bro. I would. I would. I get down. But I'm on parole. Oh, hold up, man. I thought you was gangster, though, right? You gangster with your people. You're not gangster with other nations. That means you soft. Ice cream, cake, candy. Cotton candy soft. And it's not respected, man. That two-thirds talk is not respected. Black Lives Matter. You marching with the damn enemy. Black Lives Matter had a white boy with a pistol with an AR-15 holding post with the Israelites down there in Atlanta, man. I've seen it all. You got to be out your mind. I actually witnessed Black Lives Matter dancing in the middle of the street, protesting George Floyd, doing the damn cha-cha slide and what's it called, the electric slide and all that. How gangster is that? That's soft, man. And guess what? It was a time you read this book. We weren't soft. We're warriors. The Maccabees were warriors. He said, what? You gonna do what? Chop his head off. Let's keep it moving. Now let's go to war. You know what I mean? Nehemiah, not playing no games. He left a good job. He was the cupbearer, you know what I'm saying? Of the king. And say, yo, let's go build up. Let's build this thing up. And so many times we was fighting and praying and fighting and going to war. Now we just go to war with each other. All right, bring that out, Deuteronomy 28:54. Deuteronomy Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, and verse 54. So that the man that this is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. So here we are. We just cursing, man. We are the hardest rocks with each other. You know what I mean? Goes with the our so-called Hispanic community too. 10 tribes. It's the Sereños and the Latin Kings versus each other. That's it. That's all y'all got. Y'all want nobody turned up when the young I think it was Issachar, right? Got smoked in Chicago. He said, "Put your hands up." Put his hands up. He shot him. And of course they're like, "Look, he had a gun. He had a gun." All right, but the gun was on the ground. You know, so called. You know what I mean? I went there, so I can't confirm or deny. But if he did have a gun, his hands was up. He still shot him. Nothing. Not a peep. Not a smoke bomb. Not a firecracker. Y'all just stand there, man. Just stand there and take it. But you know, we're peaceful people. But why are we not peaceful with each other? Why are we peaceful with the people that been shooting us down? Nothing new. If it just started happening in the 90s, if it just started happening in 2000s, all right, I get it. This is new to you. No, but it happened to you, your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and keep going all the way back. And it continues to happen. And you just sit there and smile, and like, you know what I mean? That's a weak spirit. It shouldn't be on no man, especially no man on this call. You stand there and take it, they're gonna just keep killing you. It's a place and time for everything. What does it say in Ecclesiastes? It's a time to kill and it's a time to heal. If somebody got a gun pointed at you and they're dead set on killing you and your family, that's not the time to heal. At all. All right, so let's go, let's turn to Daniel. Daniel 12, verse 4. Daniel 12 and verse 4. And it reads, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." That's a very important line. Knowledge shall be increased. If we are going around thinking we know everything, then you'll never learn anything. You have to be able to learn from anybody. The Most High can send you an angel. Let's get that, because that's the second time I said it, so I might as well get it. Give me Hebrews 13, verse 1. The Most High will send you an angel that has a message for you. And you're looking at the angel's sneakers. You're looking at the fact, hold up, this guy's riding the same bus I'm riding. He can't know anything. Look at this guy, he doesn't even have a haircut. Well, what does he know? You're looking at the appearance. And that's the problem with our people. We're stuck on appearances. You know what I mean? He has to be wearing Louis Vuitton sneakers, a Ferragamo belt, you know what I'm saying, Gucci loafers. I guess you can't wear Louis Vuitton sneakers and Gucci loafers at the same time. The Gucci, he got a Gucci shirt on. What's that name? All Edomite stuff. Homosexual Edomites too at that. Like, can you imagine that? Like, people dying over these John. What's those jeans that everybody?
True religion.
Not even true religion. You give it a B. You give it a B. Yeah, they love them. They love them.
You a boss?
Not boss either. Ball main. Ball main. I got some ball mains, man. Yo, I got 4 pair of ball mains. Young bulls. That's that hustle.
they literally hustle, will risk their life on the block to buy some $1,000 jeans. Tight as you could see, tight as I don't know what. They might as well be spandex. Spandex jeans. You know what I'm saying? In Philly, they love them Jones. And then they wear them and they sag them down to their ankles. $1,000 jeans, right? So you gotta be wearing this $1 million outfit for somebody to listen to what you got to say. And that's why our people don't know nothing. Because they're looking at the appearance, the outward appearance, instead of the message. The Most High is sending messengers to give us messages. And you get a message, and if it rings true, write it down. Because you're going to forget. That's why we got this Bible, because we're going to forget. We forget. How many times H.O.I do you not remember? Do you have ears and do not hear? Do you have eyes and do not see? Do you not remember? He says that. You understand? It's written throughout the whole scriptures. You got eyes and you don't hear? Or it's like you got eyes and can't see? You got ears and don't hear? If you hear something that rings true, write it down. And look at it. Don't just write it down and throw it in a corner. We in the last days. It said knowledge shall be increased. So you have to really, really adopt that man's goings is of the Lord. Everything, go in your past. What happened in your past? Man, that was crazy. It's making you who you are today. It might have been traumatic. It might have been terrible. But it made you stronger. And you understand that the Most High was with you. But you were probably going off, let's be honest. If you wasn't in the truth, you was going off. You weren't following the feast days. You weren't honoring the Sabbath. You were eating whatever you wanted to. You didn't have your fringes. You were having your brother in your heart, in your mind, right? So when something bad happened to you, you fought that. Because you was taught to fear the Most High with the precepts of men. You were taught to fear God by something that some white boy told you about. God loves everybody. And look, here's his picture. Some stringy hair, you know what I mean? Lights on the hair. What's that in scriptures? That Christ had hair like that. It had blue eyes and was in there smiling and all that. He was an austere man. He went into that temple. He said, "Yo, y'all, what up? Y'all selling stuff? Really? This what you doing? Flipping tables? Took out a rod, started whipping. Yo, get out of here! Get the camels out of here. Get everything out of here. One man. That's our power. That's our big brother. You understand? So when we taught with the precepts of man how to fear God, bad things happen. But now that you know, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You can't go to the Most High and say, you know what? I heard him. I heard what the brother said that you sent me, right? But I was going to, you know what? See, what happened was, look, man, Most High not worried about none of that. Because there's so many things written in here that will let you know he's not the one to play with. Can you go to Slocky, Hebrews 13:1?
Time. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So you don't know who you talking to. And I can almost guarantee when you figure out the way he had this thing set up and the people he got moving in certain directions, you're like, man, it's crazy. I ain't even realize. You don't know who he has in that White House that is like a plant. You know what I'm saying? If you look at like Donald Trump's White House, right, his administration, all those people that he fired, they all wrote books. You didn't
didn't have to be sitting in the White House to figure out what he was saying, because as soon as he fired him, they wrote a book on him. They wrote everything out. The same thing in Biden. Biden thinks he's, oh, I didn't know Tulsa was so bad. Oh, that's terrible. We're gonna do something. I don't know what. We're gonna do something, and he does nothing, because that happened that day. The very next day, what happened? You got the Pride Month showed up. Now it's Happy Pride this, Happy Pride that, all on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything you look at, everybody got a rainbow somewhere, not even knowing you can't jack the rainbow. Because you know what the rainbow symbolizes? I'm not gonna destroy your water no more. That's it. But that just is not the water. We're gonna use fire this time. Because first off, drowning has to be a terrible way to die. You know what's terrible also? Having your skin and flesh melt off you while you still breathing. And every breath you take is you're breathing in fire. That has to be a terrible way to die. But the Most High got that set up. And he's not playing. You know what I'm saying? We sitting there having a conversation. We at the during the Sabbath, my aunt turned around and said, "Yo, look at that. There's a rainbow." I'm like, wow. Yeah, I mean, I heard yesterday, the priest of Bach says there was Brother Maccabee seen a double rainbow. You know what I'm saying? That's all praise to the Most High. You know? And when my ox seen the rainbow, it was there for like 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. I took the picture at 7:10. It was going by 7:12. Not for everybody. Everybody's not meant to see this. It's for y'all. And to bring it out to your brothers and sisters, let you know I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm patient. Wait for prophecies to happen. And when I say go, it's a go. And you see what's happening. You understand? He ain't playing. So we got to really be on some, hey, man, he could be an angel. He could be an angel. I don't know. Let me treat people good. You know what I mean? Don't let your mind get away from you into the materialistic, terrible, disgusting, wicked world, and have you missing out on important messages. All right? You give me go back in Hebrews 10, verse 26. Hebrews 10 and 26. He's got it in verse 26. But if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking. That's good. 26 is good. Because you got to understand, once you realize that what you're doing is wrong, you got to stop doing it. You're like, I don't know when the good master leaves, you know what I'm saying? He uses his team behind, you know what I'm saying? The service behind. He's like, man, I can do what I want, man. I don't know when the master come back whenever, He's a thief in the night. A thief in the night. That means you go to sleep, everything's good, wake up, and everything you got is gone. You're like, damn, if I knew that thief was here, I would have stayed up. I would have been ready. I would have my ration ready, you know what I'm saying? For the thief. When the analogy that, he's coming like a thief in the night, ain't nothing you can do about it. It's when you least expect it. And I'm going to hit you with this, too. I think about, it was like 2 years ago, a Category 5 hurricane. I bring this up a lot because, it's prevalent. A Category 5 hurricane was on its way to Florida, right? 2 years ago in the summer. It stopped and stood over the Bahamas, with the Bahamas, one of the islands down there, for 36 hours. How does a hurricane, a Category 5, stop and stand over an island for 36 hours. You know how many sharks they have down there? Because that's what happened after everything was over. And 36 hours later, a Category 5 hurricane hitting over your house, right? Now you have to deal with sharks outside your house, all over the place, because you're on an island. So those people that live down there, that they'll never find them again. You know, some people that they talk about stories where they put their child on the roof and a strong gust of wind, 80 to 100 miles an hour, just blew them, and they never seen their child again. So there's a lot of missing people that are never going to be found because they're in the water somewhere, you know, or you know, got eaten by a shark. So they're not anticipating the end of days. They're not anticipating the last, you know, the last trumpet. They're not anticipating nuclear missiles, Russian, Iranian, Chinese, North Korean nuclear missiles coming to America, because they're not here no more. So we say them coming like a thief in the night. Your day might be today. Your day could be tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that it's guaranteed. That's why you have to go to the Most High wholeheartedly, because you know what a sin is. Especially everybody on this call. You know, and if you don't, hit up a brother, hit up, you know what I'm saying? And sincerity. Not like, nah, I don't think that's true. All right, man, well, good luck with that. We tell you not to eat pork, shrimp, lobster, crabs, wear your fringes, keep your beard, honor the Sabbath, go to the feast days, congregate with your brothers and sisters. Telling you to do that, you know the truth. You know what it is. You can't wait until the last days and say, oh, I ain't know, nobody told me. You're a witness against yourself. All right, let's go to, matter of fact, let's stay in chapter 10. Keep going down to verse 30. All right, you there?
Con, I didn't hear you. My phone cut out.
Okay. Keep going down to verse 30. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 30.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 30. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. For it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
All right, so the Most High is, the recompense is coming from him. You know what I mean? Vengeance belongeth to him. So before you get angry and upset, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, we ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? By the time he says, go, you know, we're not facing Esau head up. Because he has the military. He was given the power of the sword. We have the power of the Most High. We got the Spirit. We know that he is the one that takes care of business. And it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. You know why? Because all of them might go to sleep. All of them. All of them. So when they go to sleep and they start hearing stuff in their closet or under their bed, or their telephone rings and you hear somebody breathing on the other end of the telephone, and they get their number changed, and then it keeps happening. You understand? They hear a loud boom outside their house. They don't know what it is. They go to Twitter and they call the police station. Like, what is that noise? What is that loud boom? It scared me. It shook my house. And they're like, I don't know. We heard it too. You understand? That's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. That's how he's going to visit you. I mean, you know, these business people with Matter of fact, hold that. Can you go to Isaiah 29 and 6? Oh, where you at?
Con, Isaiah
29 and 6. You know what I'm saying?
Isaiah 29 and 6.
We'll come back to Hebrews.
Con.
Thou shalt be visited, Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
See what I'm saying? Listen, man, he is not playing. The thunder around here, that's the thunder like yesterday in Philly, shook houses. Somebody in man, where is it? I think it was in Jersey or something like that, got struck by lightning, and he didn't make it. And guess where he was at? A golf course. You know that wasn't us. Niggas don't play golf. No, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I play my share of miniature golf. You know what I mean? It's fun, you know. But for the most part, unless you Tiger Woods, like I'm Asian and I'm you know, everything else but a black man. And then what happened to him? His wife beat him up, smashed his car up, and the other not too long ago he got in a car accident going 90 miles an hour. Like he tried to off himself, man. Like his life is downhill. You turn away from your heritage, man, okay, say less. Get treated like a heathen. But somebody got struck by lightning, and he died. He died. He ain't make it. You can't revive something like that. Heart gone. And it happened somewhere else, too. It's in Pennsylvania. Someone else got struck by lightning, but he lived. What is life like after you get struck by lightning? What does your body feel like when you get struck by lightning? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High God. So every time these Edomites walk outside the house and they hear some lightning, that could be them. That could be the end of days for them. You ain't got to wait until the nuclear missiles come. You get struck by lightning, that's all she wrote. All right? So thunder and with earthquakes. Man, earthquakes in a game. They're having an issue with earthquakes. They still got earthquakes happening over there. On that fault. Small earthquakes, the biggest one I think was like 5.3. Hundreds of earthquakes from from Saturday to Sabbath to Sunday. Hundreds. Constant earthquakes. That's arousing the moving those plates.
Shalom, Yisrael. I have to get up early in the morning tomorrow, so I'm gonna end the stream 20 minutes early so I can get some rest. You're more than welcome to get on the call and finish with Brother Kasadia if you wanted to listen to that was saying. You know, the call-in number is there. Call-in number is 712-770-5505. The access code is 385417. So if you want to get in and join in and participate with Brother Kasaya, now is the best time to do it. Other than that, without further ado, I bid all Israel a farewell and a big shalom.